Everybody. We are back at it again playing Dream Daddy. I had such a fun time on Tuesday. I am just reliving it in my brain right now. It's freaking hilarious. Of course, had to get all dressed up since we're going on dates tonight, and we're gonna be going after Robert. Aw, well, Lobster, thanks so much for the resubscribe. Been a long day. Um, let me get it up here. Rescribe. It's a new thing. Listen, you Yankee. Stop it. I feel like my glasses are like really close to my face. I was telling nerd. I was telling my mom about this. About Dream Daddy. She was freaking cracking up laughing. Also, I got an achievement for sleeping with Robert on the first night. It's called Bad Dad. Oh god. Oh, Robert date 1. This is the Look at all these save. Oh, I know exactly what's happening. Can you guys, you mean second? Get out of here. Stop it. Um, can you hear the music? Hold on, I think I have to. No, we can't. No, go to title screen. Let's go. I want to hear the song. Look at all them. Look, there's our man Robert right there. So, no, I need to. Hold on, technical difficulties. Ah, panic. Okay, gotta cancel it. Come back to my face. How are you today, by the way, Wall Lobster? Yes. You know what? I feel it. Make sure I can hear that. Yeah, we can hear that. Can't wait for tomorrow. Me either. I have to pack my stuff tonight. That way I can get out earlier. Oh, we can hear the music. Look at all these handsome dads. I think out of all of them, oh, I forgot to switch it back over to gameplay. What a nerd. I think out of all my favorite, I think you have to let the song go because it's just the vibe. I really like Matt. Like, he's kind of a good vibe to go with. So I think after we do a few days, because I read over some things and watched some other YouTubers play Dream Daddy, and if you finish the third date, like, you complete the game. So I think, depending on how long I want to go with this on our channel, I might do 2 dates with Robert, not finish him, maybe do 2 dates with Matt, and then maybe we'll pick somebody else. So that way we kind of have like a good mixture of people. Let's go with Robert date 1. I get up, walk to the living room, sit down and turn on the TV. Story channel, food channel, game show. Game show. Oh, Family Fortune's on. Alright, Nicole, your parents are in the lead and it's up to you to win it big. Are you ready? I'm ready. They hooked the contestant up to a lie detector in front of her parents. Who was your favorite parent? My mom? Ooh, sorry, incorrect. Next question. If both of your parents were hanging off the edge of a cliff, save. Uh, terrible. I love it. I lose several hours to whatever the hell that was. Sigh, and I get up and walk around my house. My stomach starts grumbling. Oh, I forgot Sir George. I had to take a picture. He's so beautiful. Time for lunch, huh? Well, I guess it's time for old Chef Awesomeness to cook a gourmet delicacy. I walk over to the refrigerator and open the door. Make a sandwich, microwave some eggs, mustard jar. We're gonna make a sandwich. I make a sandwich in its entirety while standing there. Needs plates. Sandwich, lost art. I admire my work for a second before I clumsily drop the entire thing on the floor. No! I look around and remember that Amanda's not home. This is still good. My second rule, right? I reassemble my sandwich, peeling pickles off the floor and putting them back where they belong. In my mouth. Wait, I'm a wreck. I finish my snack and walk around the house some more, bored. When's Amanda coming home? Oh, I just remembered something. When we were packing up the old house, we found an old basketball hoop that would hang off a door. It would really bring the living room together. Where I put that? It's a beautiful look. I spend a couple minutes poking around the new place until I find it. After installing it above one of the doors in the living room, I'm ready to dunk. Come on and slam! I take a leap from the free throw line and rocket that sucker down the net. The crowd goes wild. Woo! Welcome to the jam. I pull up from the three-point line, breaking ankles and sinking a fadeaway. And I forgot the rest of the words to this song. No, look behind the back hook shot. Everyone's on their feet. Something. Space Jam. Dad? Huh. I turn around to see Amanda standing in the doorway. Her eyes are a little puffy. Almost she's been crying. Hey, Amanda Panda, you alright? What are you doing? I found the hoop, and I'm taking it to the hole. ... Pass me the rock. Laser the ball to Amanda. Granny tossed that apple. Put up a brick. How could a granny toss that apple? I lead the league in blocks. Set the record for rebounds in my rookie year. Think you can handle this? What's a rebound? Oh, when someone misses a shot and the other player tries to retrieve it. That's a... Just kidding! Amanda zigzags past me and ties a layup into the hoop. Art of war, bitches! Amanda! Language. Sun Tzu didn't care about language. I would argue that Sun Tzu cared very much about language. So once you write something as timeless as the art of war, then you're allowed to swear. Amanda sticks out her tongue and dunks for another 2 points. Seriously though, are you okay? You look like you've been crying. Oh, dude, I'm cool. I just saw like this really cute dog on the way home, and it let me pet its belly, and I just couldn't contain my emotion. Now this is a very good stopping point. How far do we push it? Like, I know in this situation, I don't think I would have wanted my dad to push about it. Hey, Dusty, welcome! So good seeing you. I'm planning on streaming this Sunday. Oh my god, it is so great. It's so much fun. It's like 10 out of 10. I'll definitely have to make sure I get on Sunday to watch. That'll be great. We're gonna do Tell Me More About This Dog. I think like if we take off the sadness. I guess we could always ask if she's okay. Are you sure that's all you're upset about? Yeah, we did the right thing. Gotta whip the dating VNS for Valentine's. Exactly! We've decided to go with Robert, as you see. Because, as some of you may know, my significant other, my boyfriend's name is Robert, and I thought it was uncanny, and I was like, you know what? He may not be the greatest character in the whole lineup, because I probably would go for Matt outside of, like, name-wise, but we went with Robert. Sounds like a douche. Yeah, this Robert in here is Stan Robert. Not the real one, but the game one. Yeah, we're still waiting on a text back for our first date. It's been rough. Yeah. If there's, you know, anything going on, I just want you to know that I am here for you, and I'll always be here. Lobster, no first date, and you've been together how long? I know, right? We've been together for a year. 2 months. A year and 2 months. Can't count. Take this woman out. I deserve a bougie night out. I don't think this Robert's gonna give it to me, though. I mean, he did give it to me, but, like, not like that. You do. Oh, thanks, boo. Whether you need a shoulder to cry on or a strong dad to go kick someone's butt, phone call away. Thanks, Popsicle. I appreciate that. But I'm fine, really. I'm unconvinced, but I'll stop badgering her about it. I'm sure she'll tell me when she's ready. I bet he did. Well, Robert in-game did. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but we had a very saucy first day playing this game. Oh, okay, just making sure. Maybe you should be less concerned with my face and more concerned with full court press. Ooh la la, I know. I really thought, like, I was about to get, like, real frisky. Amanda and I played ball for a little longer, then we cooked dinner together. We managed not to almost burn down the house this time. Afterwards, Amanda and I dig into a carton of ice cream over an episode of Chopped Toddler Tournament. Oh my god. What you have in front of you is a molecularly deconstructed sweet potato with a brown sugar demi-glaze with cream, of course. Wow, the first date? Gross. Yeah, but the second date. This is literally a jar of baby food. The toddler immediately burst into tears. We're bad people for watching this. Yes. After a few more episodes, Amanda goes to bed. I checked my computer one last time. Still nothing from Robert. Sounds about right. But it says he read my message? Is he ignoring me? Oh my god. My worst fear. Now I'm gonna have to drive to his house. Stop. Eventually I climb into bed and get some rest. But I can't stop wondering why Robert won't message me back. It's all too real. I know, right? He didn't even message me back! How is this a date? Worthwhile hobby, tough talk, whiskey, paranoia, property damage, and whiskey. Yeah, he's a C. While I'm doing my afternoon word jumbles, I hear the mail truck pull the cul-de-sac. I wonder if we got any coupons today. The nice mail person slides a couple letters and a large envelope through the slot. It takes a couple of tries for them to get it in. Lurk. I forgot to have my cameras on. Thanks for the lurk, boo. The nice mail person slides a couple letters and a large yellow envelope through the slot. A couple tries for him to get it in. Hey, my coupons! I take a closer look at the large yellow envelope. I lightly knock on Amanda's door. She probably has headphones on. Amanda? She yells through the door. What? I have something for you. I'm kind of busy right now. Can you come back later? Okay, I just thought you want this big old envelope we got from HIA. Immediately, Amanda pushes her door open. Foreign Institute for the Arts? I mean, if you're busy, I can come back. Father, please! I hand her the envelope, which she tears open with her teeth. That's probably bad for your teeth. She doesn't seem to hear me and spits out a piece of the envelope. She pulls out a letter and unfolds it. And the suspense is killing me. This is her dream school. Amanda's face is unreadable. I can't believe this. Oh, honey, it's okay if you didn't.
Yeah.
I got in! Oh. I got in! Amanda tosses the letter aside and gives me a big hug. Congrats, sweetie. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. He pulls away and looks at the letter again. Oh my god, I really can't believe I got in. Well, of course you got in. You're a great student. You nailed that interview. And your photography is incredible.
Oh.
Wait, Dad? I know this one's really expensive, and it's so far away. I think for a moment. HIA was one of the more expensive schools that Amanda applied to, but I know she had her heart set on it for the long time. It'll be tough, but we're gonna make it work. Really? Of course. Amanda hugs me again.
Alright.
Thanks, Dad. Okay, sweetie, we're celebrating tonight. Dinner, your choice, wherever you want.
Yeah.
Wherever? Amanda and I walk along the bayside, carrying into our foil-wrapped burritos from a nearby food truck. You could have chosen anywhere in Maple Bay. Cost was not a determining factor. Please, Dad, you know I'm a simple gal. Just give me a Rito with the... I can't say I'm mad. Amanda and I sit on a patch of grass and watch ships sail lazily through the bay.
Yeah.
And the dorms are right near a bunch of cafes, and there are all these galleries nearby, and there's a discount if you bring your student ID. And Amanda, slow down, you're gonna choke on your burrito. I know, I'm just excited. Did I mention that the students get their own studio space once they're seniors, and we all get the professional photo editing software for free? It's nice to see Amanda so enthused about HIA, but I wish she wouldn't do it in between bites of her burrito. I thought I taught her to chew with her mouth closed. I wonder who my roommates are going to be. You take a survey online and they match you with someone with similar major and interest. I bet we're going to be best friends. Craig and I were. A good roommate can be a lifelong friend. But don't even get me started on bad roommates. Oh no. I'm just kidding. We didn't have a bad roommate. Our only other roommate was a puppy that Craig brought home one night. We spent a semester fabricating a story about our new foreign exchange student who had a really bad cough and sounded exactly like a dog bark. Carl rolled. Oh, they let you have animals in the dorms if you get a note saying you need one? I bet I could forge one. I think I'd get a rabbit. A snake? Maybe both. The snake eat the rabbit, though? Oh boy, I think I'll leave that all up to you. She's so excited. I don't want to disappoint her, but I need to be real for a second. So, you know I had that talk with Mr. Vega. He didn't tell you about the dumpster fire, did he? What? No. I don't want to put a damper on the good news, but I need to knock it out of the park these last few months of school, okay? If you really want to go to Horns, we need that scholarship money. I know you can do it. Okay. I promise I'll try harder. I pat her on the back. Think you can handle a 14-hour drive? Oh my god, 14-hour drive to come home for the holidays? There's gonna be some treacherous ice roads to cross. Don't even get me started on the paranormal occurrences. Well, that'll be worth it if I get to see you. My eyes immediately swell up with tears. Oh, Dad, don't cry. Sorry, I'm just very, very proud of you. We're all grown up now, and you're such a good person, and I hope you know how important you are to me. Dad, stop. You're gonna make me cry, too. It's too late, honey. It's happening. Dad, I can't get tears in my burrito. It's gonna make it taste sad. I pull Amanda in for a hug, and I kiss her on the forehead. I love you, kiddo. I love you too, Pops. Right in the feels.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Okay. Oh, what is this? That Dad's on? Dad Maison. Hi, this is Steve from Dad Maison. I'm out front with your delivery. Oh, okay. Yes, I'll be right down. Wait, I'm sorry. I need to put on pants first. I can't find my pants, but I'm wrapped from waist down in a duvet. Are you cool with that? I can come back tomorrow. No, wait. I'll be right down. I found some sensible capris. Put on pants. Man, they use Dad Book for everything. Oh, I got a package. Wonder what it is. Oh, I bet it's that package of socks I ordered. I open up the box and start pulling the packing peanuts out. Man, these socks reek. Okay, that's definitely not socks. It's butterflies? Oh boy, I almost didn't even want to know what Amanda was planning on doing with these. Hey Amanda, your box of dead butterflies is here. What are you sacrificing? Are you sacrificing them? What? You ordered butterflies?
Yes.
You can order dead butterflies online? Wait, so these aren't yours?
Got this.
No, but I'm definitely ordering some right now. Okay, love you. I took a look at the box again. Oh, it's addressed to Damien's house. The gothic one. Oh, bring the box to Damien. I should take it over to him. We have to be good neighbors. I jog over to Damien's house with the box. I pull back his door knocker, but suddenly the door opens. Mr. Awesomeness, to what do I owe the pleasure? Whoa, how did you know I was about to knock? I don't know. Okay, anyways, I think I got this delivered to my house by mistake. I hand him the... Are those eggplants? I'm sorry. Were those eggplants and water drops? I hand him the box and his face lights up. What a wonderful surprise! I was just about to send a strongly worded letter to the courier service about this. Many thanks. Not to pry, but what are you gonna do with those butterflies? Like to see? Alarm bells ring in my head. This is how you die, Sir George Awesomeness. Sure! Why is this me? Damien leads me into his study where he sets up some sort of workstation. Above his desk is a wall pinned with butterflies, moss, and beetles. Oh, wow. It's really something, Damien. I'm quite proud of my little cookie. Do all this yourself? Of course. I find it rather relaxing. How do you... It's simple. Here, let me show you. These aren't quite ready yet. They'll need to be rehydrated overnight, so they're easier to work with. I have some over here that are ready to pin. Damien takes a seat at his desk while I hover behind him. He picks up a little triangular paper package and snips off the edge. Pulls out an all-black butterfly and shows it to me. I'm rather excited about this one. It's turquoise. It's a turquoise swallowtail. He gently opens the wings, spreading the butterfly out on the table. The backs of the wings are a gorgeous iridescent green. Oh, and the pigment on this one is just so nice too. Anyways, pinning a butterfly is actually very simple. It just requires a delicate touch. First, I'll put a pin through the thorax. Damien slides a pin through the middle of the butterfly and places the butterfly on a piece of styrofoam. Carefully arranges the antenna with forceps and begins to put paper and more pins on and around it. He does this so effortlessly, almost hypnotic. I have a frame here. I need to get back into character. I feel like I'm losing. I have a frame here that I think this one will look quite pretty in. It'll need to sit for a couple of days until it's ready. And then what? I'll remove all the pins and put it on display with the others. Take a closer look at Damien's collection. Bright blue wings keep drawing my eye. This one's so pretty. Damien takes it off the wall. Ah, yes. That's a blue morpho, one of my favorites too. He hands a small frame to me. Here, I think this would look lovely in your home. Oh, I couldn't take it. I insist. Believe me, I have more than... Thank you. If you ever have an interest in pinning some insects yourself, you know where to find me. I think I'll leave that up to you. I feel like I'd probably break them in half with my butterfinger. Nonsense, you have beautiful, steady hands. You would make a fine taxidermist. Am I blushing? Damien walks me to the door and gives me a warm smile as I leave. Do take care of yourself, Sir George. Thanks for allowing me to share my odd little hobby with you. We might have to go on a date with Damien.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Okay, Robert. We're doing this again. Managing debt is just a part of being an adult. I really enjoyed the night I spent with Robert, but he's been dodging me ever since. I really want to see him again. I tried messaging him a few times, and Dadbook says he hasn't read them. Hasn't even seen him come out of his house, actually. I decided to send him one last message, figuring that this will produce the same result. Hey man, don't know where you've been, but we can grab a drink soon. I'll walk away from my computer because at this point, I know he's not messaging me back anytime soon. I linger in the kitchen. I'm all caught up on work. The house is relatively clean. I should do something nice for Amanda. Ah, I'll bake her favorite pie! I root through the pantry and pull out all the ingredients. This is an old family recipe that I used to make with my grandmother. I lost the actual recipe card a long time ago, but I think I'll be able to remember how to bake it. I start mixing the ingredients together for the crust until I get a nice dough. I throw some cherries into a saucepan and make the filling. Normally, I don't like to multitask in the kitchen. This cherry pie, piece of cake. Pie? It's a piece of pie. I'm making a pie. Ah, man. I can never remember what temperature you're supposed to set the oven at. I'm pretty sure it's 375, but I could be wrong. Who am I kidding? I'm never wrong when it comes to this pie. My special twist on Grandma's recipe includes a secret ingredient that not even Amanda knows about. It really makes the cherries extra flavorful. God, why can't I remember what the secret ingredient is? More cherries, salt, almond extract. Oh, it's almond extract. Almond extract. Oops, I accidentally poured a little too much. Way too much in. I'm sure it's fine. Baking is an art, and some of the most beautiful art is made from mistakes. I finally get the pie in the oven. How long am I supposed to leave it in there? 50 minutes? I'll just wing it. Amanda's gonna be so excited. That kid loves a good pie. I have a seat at the kitchen table and do a word jumble until Amanda comes home. I can hear the door slam open. Yo, Pops, what smells like pie in here? It's pie, sweetie. Amanda darts over to the oven and looks inside. Yes! Hey, it's not done. Be patient. What's your angle here? What?
Huh?
Pies are an objective based confection. What are you trying to get out of me? Fine, you caught me. Nothing. I've been leading a double life. Amanda, I have terrible news for you. I'm actually a pro skater board, an aspiring astronaut, and a bank robber. The lifestyle is calling me back, and I must go. One last job. You know how it is. This pie was the only way I knew how to tell you. Well, I appreciate the years we spent together, but a trade up is a trade up. Remember me when you're kicking your feet in Ibiza.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the pie. We share a cordial handshake. I wait a few more minutes before taking the pie out of the oven. I set it on a rack to guard it so Amanda doesn't dig into it before it's ready. Huh. What? Does it look kind of weird to you? Oh, that's just me taking artistic license on what cherry pie means to me emotionally. I'm just saying this because, it seems like you might have baked the pie incorrectly. And you're currently, right now, trying to pass it off as a good thing. It's art, sweetie. Was it art when you accidentally baked the whole uncracked egg into the center of my 12th birthday cake? Well, was it art when you tried to make brownies and accidentally created chlorine gas? Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Was it art when you just ate the pie, Panda? I cut us a few slices and we sit down to eat. The cherry filling oozes out of the sides and the buttery crust glistens. I watch as Amanda takes a bite. What's wrong? Is it not good? Amanda winces and fans her mouth. No, I just burned the heck out of the roof of my mouth. This pie is amazing. Sorry for doubting you. I breathe a sigh of relief and take a bite. She's right, the pie is pretty incredible, as it always is. I'm really proud of you for making a pie without burning the new house down. I had a few dad tricks up my sleeve.
Yeah.
Maybe fathers aren't as bumbling and stupid as the media makes us out to be. Maybe we as a society should have more respect for fathers as a whole.
Hey.
Dad, your sleeve is on fire. I run to the sink and put myself out. Pride will be my undoing. Amanda and I clean up the kitchen and play a little more living room before she retreats to her room to do homework. I go back to my word jumble. Hey, this one spells cat. The rest of my evening trickles by. We eat dinner. I help Amanda with one of her scholarship up. Start getting ready for bed. I decide to check Dad book one last time before I climb into bed. Still nothing from Robert. Huh. Hope. Okay. I turn out the lights and lie down. Hey. Sir George. Hey, Sir George. Come hang out with me. Ugh. What is that? I was just on the verge of falling asleep. I climb out of bed and try to identify the source of the dinging. My computer screen illuminates in the dark room. I walk over to it, ready to turn it off when I notice what's happening on the screen. Think face. Well, that's not exactly subtle. But, I mean, I did have fun with him the other night. I'll be right over. You gonna kick me out this time? Maybe. Hurry up. God damn it. I reluctantly throw on a jacket and head outside. When I get to Robert's place, the door is already unlocked. As much as I feel like hooking up with Robert again is maybe not the best idea. That's a problem for tomorrow, Sir George. Hey. 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 So, how are things? Robert stares at me. I know you're not here for small talk. Drug. Yeah, you got me. Robert closes the gap between us and whispers a series of increasingly filthy things in my ears. He backs me. I'm starting to think maybe this is a good idea after all. Hey. Robert nudges me awake.
Hi.
Oh. Hey. Are you kicking me out?
Hey.
Kicking is a strong word. It's more like gentle, friendly pun. Gentle and friendly are not words I would ever use. I sit up and stretch. Oh god, I'm so sore. I haven't had hickeys like this since college. Jeez. I'm not doing this again if you're just gonna force me. Yeah. You'll say that next time, too. I throw my clothes back on while Robert smokes a cigarette off of his balcony. See you around, I guess. Yep. I walk back home, my bones creaking. Doug, what's his problem?
I feel better.
Gun safety, tough talk, paranoia, crime, knife, Tom waits? Who's Tom and why is he waiting? Well, it's been a long day. Just about ready to pack it in after a few bites of ice cream from the freezer. I turn off all the lights and walk down the hall to my room. I wonder if Amanda's still awake. The kid needs some sleep. As I pass her room, I can hear a faint sound, but I can't quite make out what it is. I get closer. Is she crying? I knock gently on the door. Hey, Amanda! The crying immediately stops. Not right now. Her voice sounds strained. She sniffles. I need to make sure she's okay. I open the door. In the dark, I can see Amanda's outline in the middle of her bed, knees hugged up against her body. Everything okay? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to push her, but I feel like I need to ask. Did something happen? No, nothing happened. Go away. Alright, I'll leave you be. Back out of the room and close the door gently behind me. Amelia starts crying again. Wow, I have no idea what has her so upset. She's totally normal. I feel awful just listening to her cry, but I also get the feeling that if I tried to do anything else, it would have been more upset. I can't stop mentally cycling through all sorts of awful things she could be dealing with right now. More than anything, I just want her to be happy and safe. I have a hard time falling asleep, but when I finally do, I'm still thinking. After a long night of very little sleep, I roll out of bed and make myself a pot of coffee. Amanda should be up for school soon. She'll be willing to talk about whatever's bothering her. About 10 minutes before she's supposed to leave, Amanda comes out of her room and makes a beeline for. Morning, Amanda. Morning, Amanda. Morning. Drops frozen waffle into the toaster and or she won't. Anything big going on at school today? No. Okay. You need a ride to school? No. Want some coffee? Amanda pulls the toaster lever up, takes her still freezer burned waffle out before it's finished cooking. I have to go. Amanda picks up her bags and storms out. Hey. I haven't seen her act like this in a long time. It's usually short-lived, but it always hurts. Hopefully this thing blows over. Things are back to normal soon. I sit back at the kitchen table and look at the picture of Amanda and I. In it, I am teaching her to ride a bike. This is a mixture of excitement and pure unaltered fear. Unalterated fear. I remember how determined she was. Every time she would fall off and scrape her knees, she would get up and try again. Finally, I had to stop her because she was bleeding everywhere. Then she started to cry because she didn't think she needed bandages. Crying. As I put the bike away, she just stood in the middle of the street and screamed. Then I took her for ice cream, like nothing even happened. After giving it a bit of thought, I decide if I force her to talk about it, I'm only going to make things worse. But I have an idea. I start rummaging around for ingredients. I hear Amanda walk through the door. Instead of heading for the kitchen like she usually for her room, she's. Hey, Pumpkin? What? Can you come here for a sec? Moment of silence. Yeah. I wanted to say sorry about last night. I'm just worried about you, kiddo. I get scared when I know something's wrong, and I get even more scared when I feel like I can't do anything about it. Dad, so just whatever it is, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Whatever it is, just know that you have a dad in your corner who happy.
Oh no.
Honey, you know I'm bad with words, so I was hoping I could speak a language we both understand. I pull out a cake. I pull a cake out of the refrigerator, place it on the table. The frosting is set by now. Ta-da! Dad. It took me a really long time because I ran out of red frosting somewhere around sad and had to start over and this is beautiful. Sorry you're sad, but I support you 100. It's strawberry. Amanda gives me a big old hug. I grab some plates and forks and serve us up some delicious. So, it's really stupid. What is? This whole thing. I know I've been really weird lately. There's just, I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like I might have to make you a chart. Listening? Do you take notes? I guess I should start from the top. So you know, hold on. So you know how Emma R is going to that fancy art school in California, right? Emma R. She puked in Dead Bath and Beyond. Oh, please. I can't remember if Emma R is the best friend or Emma P is the best friend. I think it's Emma P is the best friend. We're gonna go with the other one. I guess you're not technically wrong. It's good to have fallbacks like that one. Anyways, ever since she got the acceptance letter, I've been feeling like she's drifting away, you know? And she's been spending a lot more time with Grace and Emma P, and I just thought it was all in my head for a while, but then I found out from Rosie M that both of the Emmas, Grace and Noah, all went to a party at Mackenzie F's on the same night they all told me they were busy studying for the Calc AB final. Yikes. So, another important piece of information is, God, this is embarrassing. I have a crush on Noah. And, that's a thing. What? Whoa, I had no idea. I definitely didn't know that. Okay. You're a bad liar. So are you. I learned from the worst.
Oh.
Anyways, so the only person I told about the crush was Emma R, and she promised not to tell anybody. I didn't confront them about the party thing because I didn't want to start drama, so I just kept quiet and kept going about my business. Amanda sighs. And then one day I invite everybody out to get nachos at the mall, and after not texting me back for like 2 hours, even though none of them ever put their phones down for more than 60 seconds, they all say they're busy, like simultaneously. So I tell them, never mind, I'll just eat nachos at home, right? But we were out of chips, and I really, really wanted nachos. Totally understandable. So I go to the mall anyways. I get to the food court, and who do I see there? But Grace, Emma P, Emma R, and Noah, all hanging out together and eating nachos. Without me. What? It gets better. I'm standing by the escalators watching them, and I realize that Noah has his arm around Emma R, which is kind of weird, right? But then they kiss! No. Yes, I know. So I storm over there, and I'm like, hey! And then Grace drops a nacho on her shirt because of course she does, and Emma R just like glares at me. Grace. Nothing's coming up. I don't know who that is. Grace is the foreign one, the gossipy one. Did she poop the bed too? Gossipy one. I know! Grace is the one nobody really likes, or I guess that's me now. But anyways, nobody will say anything, and I'm just like, you guys suck, which I realize is not the most eloquent thing to say, but I was very angry and really embarrassed, and I just wanted to get out of there. So I left, without nachos, might I add, which only further contributed to the shitty day, and I immediately drafted a super long text to the group chat asking them why they've been so weird. And I wrote another one to MR asking how long the Noah thing's been going on. Sorry, I know this is a lot. You still following? What did MR say? Oh, okay. Get a load of this. MR says, you know what? Let me just read it to you. Amanda pulls out her phone and reads, word for word, an arduously long string of text messages. Can you believe that? I cannot believe that. I care so much about Amanda's social life and mental well-being, but man, do I not understand what she's been talking about. This is all beyond me, but I'm trying my hardest to be supportive. They were dating in secret for like months. So I told her that she's been a really terrible friend, and she's like, well, if you think I'm so terrible, then just stop being my friend. And I was like, okay. And then she left me on red. And then, wait, left me on red? What is that? Oh, like, she saw my messages and didn't reply. And I know because there are read receipts. I don't know what read receipts are, but I'm just gonna nod and pretend I understand. Gotcha. So while this is all happening, I'm talking to Emma P about how mad I am because she's at least being kind of reasonable, and I'm venting to her about how pissed I am at everybody and stuff. And then out of nowhere, Noah texts me and is like, how could you say that about me? And I'm like, say what about you? And he tells me that Emma P sent screenshots of everything, and I told her in the group chat that I got kicked out of. Everything I told her to the group chat that I got kicked out of. Alright, I think you lost me at screenshots, but that definitely sounds bad. There's so much more, but honestly, it's just all really stupid teenage. The bottom line is that everybody dropped me, half of my grade hates me, and now I have no friends. Amanda, I'm so sorry. I almost expected it from everybody else, but Emma R. been there since Dad died. I can't believe she would stab me in the back like that. And I'm not even mad that she's dating Noah. I'm just upset that she lied to me about it for so long. Amanda stabs at the remnants of her cake. Okay, I take it back. I'm kind of mad she's dating Noah. Like, what did I do wrong? Why did everyone just suddenly decide I'm not cool anymore? Why wasn't I enough? I don't understand. Oh my god. And as mad as I am at everybody, like, I miss them, Dad. Amanda looks so dejected I almost can't take it. What could I possibly say to help?
Oh.
Anyways, that's it. That's the whole sordid tale. Listening. Tune in next week for more hot gossip. Wow. I know it's pretty dumb. Not dumb. No, it's a stupid thing to be upset over. Amanda, your feelings are real. Don't ever be mad at yourself for having feelings. I guess. Unless you've secretly been a robot who's been approximating human feelings this whole time. Dad, if I was a robot, I would have transformed into a monster truck a long, long time ago. But seriously, I know you probably don't want advice, but I feel like it's my duty as a dad to bestow upon you a few nuggets of fatherly wisdom. I know she doesn't want to hear this, but not all friendships last forever. People are going to come in and out of your life. It's just how it works. Not every friendship is going to last forever, so cherish your friends while you have them. It's over. Don't dwell so much on the bad stuff. You had some good times with Emma R. You guys grew apart. Learn from it, keep moving forward. There are so many new friends to make, and they're going to be so much cooler than Emma R and the rest. Ultimately, I think this says way more about their character than it does yours, because you're amazing. And if they can't see that, well, that's their problem. I'll keep that in mind. Look down at the table. Did we just eat that whole cake? Yes, we did just eat that whole cake. Well, good talk. Amanda gets up to go to her room, but before she closes the door, she turns around. Hey, Pops. Yes? Thank you. You're always welcome. Love you, Amanda.
I love you too, Dad.
She actually said it. I'm not going to repeat it because
Welcome.
also,
You've got dads.
this isn't Christmas time, but I got this really cute mug and it says Tree Rex. Well, now that we've had... Wait, hold on. Dad book? Tree Rex! Sir George, listen. This is you from the past. Whoa, how'd this happen? I figured you're trying to reply to this because I know myself, but this is an automated message from you earlier this morning when I was socially unacceptable to go out and buy ice cream. I forgot I did that. I forgot how I did that as well. The future is amazing! Listen, life is short and ice cream should always be acceptable, but unfortunately, this isn't the society we live in. And it's less the society we live in and more me projecting my own anxiety about being judged onto others, but you know what I mean. By the time you're reading this, it is a certain time of day in which nobody will bat an eye at you for going out and buying ice cream. You know what to do. Be good. Be good, me. Buy that ice cream! Such a classic game. You know what? I've earned a treat. On the way home, I decided to stop off and grab some ice cream, which I fully plan to eat directly from the tub. I spend a lot of time trying to figure out just which type of ice cream I'd like to eat directly from the tub. Rocky Road, pistachio. Oh, Maida's probably gonna want some too. Better get 2 tubs. She loves cookie dough ice cream, right? Hey, mister. I turn around to see Ernest, up against the wall of the convenience store. Ernest? You're cool, right? Let's just be honest. I'm so cool. I'm shocked you even had to ask, dude. Oh my god, I asked the wrong person. Could you just help me out? Help you out? There's no fire involved, is there? Just clouds. So if I give you 20, will you buy me e-liquid? Ernest, what's e-liquid? It's like, Gatorade, electrolyte liquid I'd get it myself, but I'm banned from here for trying to run a grift on the cashier. Classic fiddle game. You know the deal. Oh, you're talking about the balanced electrolytes. Then I got you, little buddy. And I didn't know you played the fiddle. That's the clerk for Blue Razapple Vortex. I know what it is. I pick up a tub of pistachio ice cream for myself and a tub of cookie dough for Amanda. I search around for some blue crazed void starer, but I can't seem to find anything. I turn to the cashier. Hey, what's your finest e-liquid? Behind the counter, you got an ID? First of all, my daughter is older than you. Second of all, I'm flattered. I switched shampoos recently. Is that taking some years off? Look, you need to be 21 to buy some vape juice. Your hair doesn't look a day over 20. ... Wait a minute. Are you just trying to butter me up to get me to buy more ice cream? Because it's working. I glance outside and spot Ernest staring at me. Double wait a minute. You're telling me that e-liquid is not a sports drink? It's for vaping. Ernest is watching us intently through the window. I better go give that kid a piece of my mind. I see. Okay, look, I'm gonna pretend that you didn't try to trick me into buying you the old Baphomet cough syrup, and then go inside here and purchase my ice cream. I won't tell your dad if you promise to scram. And stop vaping. You'll get popcorn lung. What if I give you 25? Go home, Ernest. As I'm walking back inside, Ernest calls after me. You can get popcorn lung from microwave popcorn, you know. I no longer trust this child, but the more notion strikes fear into my heart. I go back inside and complete my purchase with the good cashier. Thank you, kind sir, for your time and the generous hair compliments. Got it, bub. I glance out the window while to see Ernest still outside. Looks like he's talking to some other poor sap. Guess I should go outside and save this other guy some grief. Wait a second. That's definitely a cop. Oh boy. I grab my tub of ice cream and bolt outside. Ernest is already face down on the hood of a squad car. Ernest, did you seriously just try to get a cop to buy you e-liquid? Do you know this kid? I wouldn't say I'm friends with his dad, but I'm going to say my daughter goes to school with him. I promise he's a good kid, even though my daughter would absolutely disagree with me. I'm this boy's father. I turn around and see Robert walking up the street towards the convenience store. Robert! Where the hell have you been? You Mr. Two-Night Stand? Stan Robert? Ernest, what are you doing? I want a lawyer. First of all, good first instinct. Remember that you're not required to answer any questions from a police officer without a lawyer present. You're this boy's father?
Hey.
Yes, sir. Ernest likes to lash out at me like this ever since the accident. Oh, I don't like talking about it. That's fine. Robert gets a wistful tinkle in his... It all started 7 summers ago. My hair was longer then. No, meadow was still in style. Ernest and I were down on the Florida swampland, scavenging for... Sure, I can leave you to take it from here.
Oh.
Sounds good, thank you. Ernest, come along now. You'll be cleaning grout from the rain gutter for a week thanks to this transgression. This officer gets into his car and drives off. I'm stunned by how cool Robert was. Thanks. I want to say, Richard? Ouch. Don't mention it, Hemingway. Got in trouble plenty of times in my life. Just trying to do good deed for the day. You buy me e-liquid if I give you 20? Child, I will end you. Hey, Sir George, will you walk Ernest home with me? Sure.
Oh.
Ernest runs ahead, presumably so he won't be... Which is a thing I think a kid would do. Reminds me a lot of myself when I was his age.
Oh.
Well, maybe I wasn't as dumb. Seems like he tortures his dad.
There.
Seems like he tortures just about everybody. He even stole your wallet. What? No, he... About my back pocket. About the rest of my pockets. He stole my wallet! Why are you doing this to yourself? What? Robert points to my tubs of ice cream. One of them's for Amanda.
There.
I have no qualms with the quality of ice cream. It's the perfectly respectable amount of ice cream. The quality I'm talking about. Work hard, Sir George. Your dad. Top shelf ice cream. But we're on sale.
Oh.
If you're gonna treat yourself, go big or go home. Real vanilla bean. Real pistachio.
Hey.
We arrive at the cul-de-sac and Ernest runs to his home.
Oh.
That boy's the reason we don't have prizes and cereals anymore.
Oh.
Catch you around, Sir George. Robert tosses me my wallet. I catch it with a surprised look on my face.
Mm-hmm.
I stole it back.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it in your front pocket, or use a chain, like back in your ska days. See you later. See you, Robert. I go back inside my home, ready to spend the rest of my night with 2 tubs of ice cream and all. He remembered I was in a ska band!
Welcome. You've got dads.
Ugh. Alrighty. We can't go on another date with Robert, because we're already at 2 hearts. So if I do it again, then it's gonna push us forward. Oh. Who are we thinking? Well, Lobster, are you still in chat? Who do you want to go on a date with? We're going Matt. This message, good old Matt boy. I navigate to Matt's dad book page and type out a message. Hey man, great getting to see you at the BBQ. We should definitely hang out soon. You free later? A minute or two later, I hear a ding and see Matt's response. Wow, see, he's a respectable guy and messages us back pretty quickly. I always go for the bad boys. Hey dude, I'd be so down for that. I'm actually catching a show tonight at the Soundgarden. Want to come out? Think for a moment. What's a Soundgarden? It's a concert venue, but also a band that a lot of people listened to back when it was cool to have soul patches. Oh man, I haven't been to a real concert since Amanda was born. Am I ready for this? While I'm thinking, another message pops up on the screen. Pup is playing tonight. Cool little indie pop punk rock band out of Canada. Should be a fun one. I didn't know you were allowed to string that many words together to describe a band. Whatever, let's get out of your comfort zone. I log off dad book and think for a second. Wait, when was the last time I went to a concert? I mentally backtrack decades through memories. Denim jean jackets, moral panic over teenagers running in a cult. Oh god, I had a mullet back then. Oh god, I thought it was cool. Oh god, other people thought it was cool. I finally remember the strange 80s prog rock I used to mentally envision. All the airbrushed vans in the parking lot. Man, how did anyone survive in the 80s? Okay, so I haven't been to a concert in a long time. What do you do at concerts now? And he definitely messaged us, and we just didn't message him back. I spent most of the day pacing around the house and thinking about my relationship with cool. I mean, I always thought I was cool, at least relative to a bunch of other dads my age. Dad, what are you up to? I look over and see Amanda at the door, getting home from school.
Ah.
Anyway, what's up?
Hmm?
Amanda, how do I be cool?
Hmm?
Let me put on a pot of coffee first. It's gonna be a long night. No, seriously. Matt invited me to a concert, and I don't think I've been to one since you were...
Ugh.
Yeah, you have. You took me to one when I was 12, remember? I'm suddenly overwhelmed by the memory of a sea of screaming preteens. Oh god. I tried so hard to forget. You at Wall Lobster liar. Hi, DJ!
Huh.
Why is he a liar? The one... Hi, Hanada! Welcome, you guys! We've been having quite the adventure. Dad, it was so much more than that. I'm not even ashamed to say it. Oh, you're not ashamed? You seemed pretty ashamed when I found all those drawings you made of those dancing boys kissing in your trapper. I love this game, girl. Me too! We went after Robert first. Been quite the experience. Now we're gonna go out with Matt. Okay. Yeah, well, you didn't even find the good stuff. Anyways, you should be all set for the concert if you remember that. Just bring a big glittery sign and cry a lot and you'll fit right in. Nice. I know, right? Who's your favorite out of all the guys? Well, it's a smaller place, and I think Matt mentioned that they're a punk band. Like DIY gutter punk, thrash, straight edge. Come on, Dad, give me something to work here with. Are they post-punk, proto-punk, C-punk, Jeremy punk? What's Jeremy punk?
Yes.
I made that one up to see if I could get away with it. They're not positive hardcore, are they? He said that they're Canadian punk? Oh, yeah, you'll be fine. Does the idea of Canadian punk seem contradictory to you? I don't see friendship and politics as core tenets of the punk scene.
Victory
Well-
screech!
I am not quite sure what that was from. I think I need to relook at my...
Victory screech!
That's why. Thank you so much for the resub with Prime, DJ. I appreciate it. Can't believe it's been 2 months already, or going on our 2nd month. Oh my goodness. Well, punk is kind of a big genre that might not be as dangerous as you think it is. It became so much more than just counterculture rebellion. What I'm trying to say is, just enjoy the music. ... That's it?
Huh.
I mean, yeah, it's not like you're gonna jump into a mosh pit or anything. Well, that's comforting. And if a strange dude in your... if a strange dude in a Set Your Goals hoodie offers to buy you merch, don't accept it. And definitely don't go on 3 awful dates with him afterwards where he takes you to a nice restaurant and then forgets his wallet. Literally 3 times in a row. What?
Huh.
Never mind. Just have a blast tonight. I show up to the Coffee Spoon at 8 in what I hope is concert-appropriate attire. I see Matt out front, locking the door to the shop. Hey, you made it! Ready for tonight? Well, it's been a while. Yes, of course. I definitely know what I'm talking about. Ready? I was born ready. Any situation, any outcome, I can handle it. One eye open. I'm prepared to kill. Are you? Oof. Hold on.
Hey.
Hey, you made it. Ready for tonight? Well, it's been a while. Aw, man, I gotta admit, I haven't been to a real concert since Pet Rocks were cool. I have no idea what I'm in for.
Hey.
Did your daughter make you take her to one of those boy band concerts where everyone holds a sign and scream cries?
Oh.
I got 2 lined up next month, so can't get the glitter out of my car from the last one. Stay strong.
Hey.
I love Matt. Isn't he so cute? But dude, I get to take you to your first concert in a long time. It's gonna be awesome. Just hang with me, Sir George, and you'll be good. This scene is super supportive. It'll be a blast. What question?
Hey.
Shoot. What is scene? Matt lets out a tiny laugh.
Hey.
Sorry. It's just weird because scene can describe a music scene as it pertains to a community of people who like the same genre, but it can also describe a genre of music no one wants to admit that they were into. Matt looks off in the middle distance and does nothing, but I can tell he's thinking, never again. That's confusing.
Oh.
You'll get it. The important thing tonight is that you enjoy yourself. Come on, let's head to the show. After waiting in a short line to get in, we finally find ourselves in a small venue with the stage at one end and a bar at another. Most people here are closer to Amanda's age than mine. I suddenly feel very out of place. My waning youth is showing, and I'm suddenly aware of my morality. When were the good years of my life? Will Amanda still love me as we both grow older? Wait, is C-punk actually a genre? Matt, you made it!
Huh?
The younger kid rose up and high-fives Matt. Kid runs off, and Matt turns to me, shuddering. I get nervous when people surprise high-five me. Me too.
Hey.
I'm like a small animal. Loud noises and large groups of people frighten me. Do you also enjoy curling up in a patch of sunlight to take naps?
Hey.
That's my favorite thing to do. A couple other people notice that Matt's in the crowd, and they yell hey as well.
Oh.
Matt waves and hugs a couple people. He seems really into his element here.
Oh.
Matt turns his attention back to me.
Hmm.
I'm so afraid of all these people. Oh. Let's go grab a beer. Matt and I line up at the bar, and in the back where a couple of the older concert goers hang out. A couple more people notice. Matt tips and drinks at him.
Hey.
Seems like you're a popular guy out here.
Hey.
Yeah. I go to a lot of shows. This is a really cool spot.
Hey.
It's like times like these where I realize I can only be charming and funny for about 5 minutes before I run out of stuff to talk about.
Oh.
Then I become keenly aware of where my hands are. And there's no comfortable place in your mouth for your tongue to rest. God damn it, where do I put my tongue?
Hey.
See? Well, I've known you for more than 5 minutes, and I still think you're charming and funny. Just you wait.
Oh.
We'll grab our drinks. This scene seems really friendly. I don't know why people wouldn't want to admit that they've listened to it. Let's check out the merch.
Hey.
Matt and I walk over to a small booth in the corner of the room where a crusty-looking teenager guards a section of shirts and records. He singles me out from across the room and hops up on his chair. Step on up, get your merch here. I got t-shirts, I got tank tops, I got all the gifts and the counterments a disconcerting concert goer of considerable taste might want. You! I gesture to myself and my face is flush red. Yes, you! You look like a fella who knows their music. How's about a fine 12-inch long-playing vinyl record made and distributed by Pup, Canada's premier punk rock outfit? Tally-ho! Please stop yelling at me. Tally-ho, good sir. Well, see here, fine shopkeep, your enthusiastic salesmanship has aroused my interest and suspicion in equal parts. How can I, a consumer of the finer goods in life, trust your wares to be true of spirit? Pablo? A fine question from a disconcerting patron. Okay, Pablo, you can give it a rest. Teen hops off his chair and takes a seat. Friend looked lost, I figure I'd give him the old razzle-dazzle. How the hell are you, Matt?
Hey.
Day by day, man. They do that thing where they high-five but also turn it into a hug. Your mom doing better? She's still single. If you want to be my dad, I could make that connection. I have to deal with you every single day. Fair enough. Who's your bud?
Hey.
That's Sir George. Thought I'd bring out a concert, pal. Pablo leans close to Matt. George. It's Sir George. Matt eyes me. I am back. Cracks a smile. Yeah. Pablo brings me in for a bro hug. My dude! Not even sure what to say, but to give the courtesy 2 pats on the back is customary in our society for people you don't know super well but still want to be friendly to.
Hey.
Pablo's a total card. Kid plays the hell out of bass. Yeah, man. We were staring at our Witch House band.
Oh.
You know, I'm out of the game. It's a shame. You know, Vacant Veil would have slayed. I'll slay once you start actually making music instead of just printing a bunch of brand t-shirts. We got the sickest logo. While Matt and Pablo talk, I check out the merch. These shirts are really nice.
Hey.
Looks like the opener's coming on. Looks like the opener's coming on. Let's get a spot up close.
Hey.
Matt and I walk over to the stage where a crowd begins to form. The band walks on stage and picks up a variety of strange instruments. Is that a harpsichord? The lead singer addresses the crowd. He has a mandolin slung behind his back. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're Jonathan Jones and the Speakeasy Choir. My name's Daniel. Let's start the show. Oh no. Guys. What? Without time to respond, the band starts playing the most... cacophonous noise I've ever heard. What is this? Matt doesn't say anything. He just hands me earplugs. Thanks! I put the earplugs in and whatever the hell is assaulting my ears gets a lot quieter. For the band this bad, they sure do seem to be having fun. I guess that's what really matters.
Hey,
Jesus, did that Tellus just break his bow in half? I don't get this. The set seems to go on forever. There's no breaks in the songs, and I think one of the band members' jobs is specifically to just burn poetry on stage. I turn to Matt and I try to start a conversation. So you got a lot of you go to a lot of concerts out here, huh? What? Ask again. So you go to a lot of concerts out here, huh? What? Drop it. He can't hear me, so I just stop and try to enjoy the music. This is impossible. How long have they been playing this same song? 10 minutes? 20? A year? Eventually, the set ends, but only after the drummer sprains his ankle during the saxophone solo. They promise it was part of the act as he was carried off stage crying. Matt and I both pull our earplugs out.
Hey.
And that was something. I promise Pup is much better. I just have a lot of questions that I know I'll never get the answer to.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, he sprains his ankle at every show. They were being real about that.
Hey.
Let's grab another beer. Matt and I work our way out of the crowd and back to the bar. More and more people file into the concert space as it gets closer to the main act. It's getting kind of crowded in here. We grab our beers and I try to follow Matt back to our spot, but there are so many people that I'm having a hard time keeping up. As I work my way through the throngs of excited concert goers, I realize I've lost Matt entirely. I stop and look around, see nothing but a sea of hip 20-somethings. Lost. How am I ever going to find Matt here? Where's the exit? Are there even exits? What if I'm trapped in this building forever? I'm going to see my daughter ever again? What if that terrible band gets back on stage? What if... Suddenly, a hand reaches out and grabs me. It's Matt.
Hey.
Almost lost you, buddy. Whew. I got really nervous there for a second.
Uh-oh.
You and me both, dude. He takes my hand and leads me back towards the stage. I can feel myself blushing a little. We finally settle back into our spot and wait for the band to start. Busy place, huh?
Hey, dude.
Yeah. Pup really brings out a crowd. So you go to concerts a lot.
Hey, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's my absolute favorite. One of my absolute favorite things in the world. I think it's one thing to listen to music and connect with it, but when you're in a room full of people connecting with music just the same way that you are, that's magic. Suddenly, I have the urge to pee. Curse this tiny dad bladder! I've never heard it put that way. That's really beautiful. Also, I have to pee.
Hey.
Hurry up! Hurry up, man. They're about to go on. I squeezed my way out of the crowd towards the restroom. I really should have gone before I left the house, but Amanda was watching beauty videos in the bathroom. Had an eyeliner wing going halfway across her face. It's actually a pretty good look. I'm so proud of her. I make it to the restroom finally, but to one of those single-person restrooms with a line forming outside of it. As soon as I finish my business, the band starts. Crap! The people that were initially milling around the venue all crowd up against the stage as Pup plays their first song. However, how am I ever going to find that now? Don't forget to floss every day. Oh my gosh! Everyone's rushing to the main stage to watch Pup play. I'm sure Matt will be there too. I gotta get there without being trampled by all these rowdy youths. Boy, those youths.
This is the part of the game where you should have been hearing a licensed tune. We worked really hard to lock it down for you. We even got permission to whitelist the song for YouTube and Twitch. But their systems are seriously broken. Ah, what a bitch. So we add the song that you're
no, my heart.
listening to right now. Don't you think it's better than risking content ID? To you streamers and let's players, I have one decree. Please
If only
check
this was a
out
real
the
song, I
band
would have loved to have
Pup
heard it.
and their song DVP. DVP. That's right, the band's called Pup and their song called DVP. The song is great and the video is tight, yes, take it from me. It's like footage of NES and SNES games with the lyrics added into them. It's really cool, but it's kind of hard.
I
to
love how they
explain.
have this like play
You'll
over.
get it, I promise. You should really go check it out. It's a really good video. So we added the song that you're listening to right now. Don't you think it's better than risking content ID? To you
Good touch.
streamers and let's players, I have one degree.
I don't know how many hearts I have, to be honest.
Please check out the band called Pup and their song DVP.
Ah, I survived the crowd!
DVP. But
Oh!
content ID demands a serious convo.
I'm finally able to work my way through the crowd to where Matt originally was, but he's nowhere to be found. Shoot, well I guess I should keep looking. I'm bumped into from behind and I find myself in the middle of a bunch of youths running around in a circle to the music. I'm in the pit. How do I get out of the pit? Out of nowhere, a youth shoulders himself into me and keeps moving in a circle. Hey! I guess I'm moving in the circle now. I frantically search for a way out, but all I can see is the ocean of youths rhythmically slamming into each other. Another youth slams into me and I lose my balance. I'm about to topple over. This is it. This is how I die. Trampled under boots of counterculture. Someone grabs my hand, someone familiar. I look up and see Matt. He pulls me up onto my feet. Whew. You're wild, dude. Matt throws his arm around me and we jump back into the circle, bashing into youth left and right as Pup plays a killer solo. I didn't know you messed with the pit. Me neither. Can't believe this. I'm having fun. I'm actually a little mad that I didn't stretch before physical activity, but I'm having fun. The song ends and the pit finally dissipates. Everyone cheers on Pup. Maybe I only got enough pit energy for one song. Alright, man, let's retreat. We'll show these kids how it's done another day. We work our way back to a more comfortable spot in the crowd and enjoy the rest of the show from the safe distance. Pup put on an amazing set and basically had to beg themselves off stage. They're encore. With the concert over, the crowd starts making their way to the exit. Hey, I'll meet you outside. Gotta say bye to a couple of you. I hang outside the venue until Matt finally shows up. Hey man, thanks for waiting. Got you a present. Matt hands me a t-shirt I was looking at earlier. Whoa, thanks man. Saw you eyeballing it back at the merch booth.
Hey.
And, I mean, anyone who tears up that hard on their first time back to a concert. Youth will finally accept me. I'm never taking this off. I will continuously wear it until it's tattered and a little smelly so that I can truly embody punk fashion. Hey Matt. Hey, it's Pup. Oh, okay. Hey dude, didn't realize you were here.
Oh.
So glad I could make it. You guys put on a great show. Thanks.
Hey.
We'll see you around. Wait, you know Pup?
Hey.
Oh yeah, met him a couple times when they first started touring. Good kids. Whoa.
Hey.
Come on, let's grab some dinner. Dinner food. I suddenly realized just how hungry I am. Man, mosh pits take a lot out of you. Matt and I walk to a tiny little diner with a cute neon sign. We tear into some bacon and eggs and
Hey.
So there I am, in the pit, trying to explain to the face tattoo guy that I didn't mean to elbow him in the face tattoo, but he's already seen red. Not from the tattoo, which coincidentally was red. Lumbering towards me, and there's nowhere to go.
Hey.
It's the end for me, right? Then out of nowhere, I get this idea. I just lean back and spread my arms. Just like that, I'm crowd surfing away from him in motion. You should have seen the look on his face. Bought him a beer afterwards when we were cool. We still follow each other on social media. He's beautiful. Glad you guys worked it out.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, just goes to show you that Punk's not dead. It just drives a minivan and has to hire a babysitter. So how do you get to see all these amazing concerts? Oh, I used to tour in a band. We were small, but it got us to travel all around the States. Oh. Yeah, I mean, we were poor and we had to scrape up a lot together just to survive, but I wouldn't trade those experiences for anything.
Hey.
But yeah, that's how I knew a bunch of those people at the show. Music like this builds an amazing sound like this. A lot of positive energy and good vibes. I got that feeling. Plenty of friendly people, especially that Pablo kid. Oh man, everybody loves Pablo. His mom's been raising him on her own, and you can tell that it's been tough on both of them. I know he looks up to me, so I try to help him out whenever I can. Really nice of you.
Hey.
Thanks. Us single parents just really have to look out for each other. How's Carmencita? Says she wants to learn the drums. Oh boy.
Hey.
It'll be loud, and I'll need to take a lot of aspirin, but I'll manage. Can't really blame her. I'm suddenly very grateful that all my daughter's hobbies are super quiet. Photography, collaging, whatever it is that she does on the internet. Thanks, Amanda. I'm trying to be supportive of Carmencita's rebellious phase, but I guess that kind of defeats the purpose of it. I think it would be a good daddy-daughter activity to find something to rebel against together.
Hey.
Like what? Fashion. Consumerism? Big budget remix of foreign film. Reading subtitles isn't even that hard. I think we just have to strive as a society to be okay with reading subtitles. He and I laugh. We keep digging into our big plates of greasy diner food, and the breakfast I ordered for dinner is absolutely hitting the spot.
Hey.
Man,
Hey, dude.
being a single dad is rough sometimes. It's a lonely feeling. I understand that all too well. I mean, at least we have the rest of the dads to talk to.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
I get really nervous sometimes talking to people. Matt gets all nervous talking to people, but he's so cool. Me too. I've never really considered myself as an extrovert, and I never really considered myself as an introvert. I'm just uncomfortable in every situation always.
Hey.
Ah, you're fine. You're actually really easy to talk to, you know that? I smile. Matt and I spend the rest of the night trading daughter stories. Turns out our kids are a lot alike. We finish up our late night dinner and head out. We walk back to the cul-de-sac, back to our respectful houses.
Hey.
Night was a blast, man. Loved it. Although I'm probably gonna feel it in my knees. You and me both.
Hmm.
I don't usually like going to the. Really cool to have you there with me. Glad.
Oh.
All right, I'm calling it quits. Pickle man. Called me cool. Matt called me cool. I walk into the house with my heart in my throat. Amanda pops her head out of her room. My lips are so chapped. Hey Pops, how was the show? Matt thinks I'm cool. You don't say. Amanda Panda, Matt thinks I'm cool.
Yeah.
The lion leading the blind, huh? Wow, I just got dunked on by my own child. Unbelievable. Hey Amanda, remind me which one of us just tore it up in the pit at a punk show, and which one of us just spent 4 hours probably watching Tiny House Hunting Amish Triplets Extreme Edition? First of all, how dare you? That show is classic. Second of all, you moshed in the pit? Who even are you? I'm your extremely cool dad. Alright, I'm hitting the hay pops. I'll see you in the pit. Night, kiddo. We're officially cool. This one probably went really good. See?
Yeah, man, that was some great stuff out there.
You know what? I'm okay with that. Sincerity, Grill Dad, Grunge, Ska, Tiny Bladder, and Punk. Gosh dang. Tiny Bladder!
Welcome. You've got
Okay.
dads.
Someone messaged me. You guys can't see it, but behind my face, Craig just messaged me. Hey dude, I've got the runs. Oh, I've got just the thing. I also love Damien. We're gonna go on a date with him next then. I'll head to the store and grab you a real chunky milkshake, cherry licorice, and a book of word jumbles that I find helpful in strenuous times such as these. Yes! What? Wouldn't that make it worse? Oh, it's not for the diarrhea. Milkshakes are just comforting. Wait, what are we talking about? Why are we talking about this? Why, I've got the runs. I meant like, I feel like running. ... Wanna come to the gym with me? Wanna come with me to the gym? Why do I feel less excited about that than getting you home remedies for diarrhea? Come on, man, it'd be fun. You know what? Sure. When are we doing this? Here in 30 minutes? There's 30 more minutes left in this Hell Meat Marathon. I'm outside right now. I'm warming up. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. At least let me see if Betty gets away from the wolves in time to get her suppressed wrapped cheesecake out of the oven. Oh, Craig. Well, then, okay. The gym just installed these new virtual jogging treadmills. We'll feel like we're running outdoors. You can see other runners on your screen too. Let's try it out together. Other runners? Will I be able to keep up? Don't worry, we're here to cheer each other on. I'll be right there with you.
Nice.
Just get a rhyme going and keep your heart rate up, but don't overexert yourself. You'll do great. Hold on, wait. What do I Why are these conversations still here? Alrighty, we're going with Damien. Damien Blood March. Damien seemed really interesting. A little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him to get to know him a little bit. I navigate to Damien's dadbook page and type out a message. Hey dude, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime. I sit there for a minute before I see that Damien's typing. But then he keeps typing. And typing. Man, this guy's writing a novel. I'd leave the computer to make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee, and the computer finally dings. Whoa, there's more. I stare at the screen and reread the letter several more times. Ah! I didn't get to read it! No! Pull back up the dad book! I was just gonna wait till it was done. Hey Amanda, can you help me with something? Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimples. No, can you interpret this for me? I turn the computer to Amanda and she squints at Damien's message. I just don't understand NetSpeak. Like, is this how you kids communicate with each other by now? Oh, totally. This is a hot new thing. See, Dad? Kids got over saying LOL and laughed my ass off or whatever and decided that what they needed to do was bring it back to the 1800s. So what do? Where's your pen and quill? What? Did you forget to unpack the pen and quill, Dad? How will we address the nobleman in regards to your upcoming debutante ball? Okay, now I know you're messing with me. Father, without proper chaperone, you'll never end up in a suitor worthy of our lands. And our dowry. Or, so you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time and now you're reciting things you know about it back to me, aren't you? Like, the first 5 pages, then I read a review of the movie. Still gotta be, though. Great. So what do I say to Damien? I got this. Amanda reaches over me and types on the key. Oh, hold on. We can reread. No, let us reread.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reread. No. No! Let me read the messages! I suppose that's that. I make a short walk over Damien's house. Well, I guess you can't really call it a house. Like more of a manor or estate. Gothic architecture looms above the other homes in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple of gargoyles guarding the front door. I look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be. I pull the large, ordinately carved bat's head on the door knocker back, and a hollow sound echoes through the house. I strike it against the door. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer, noting oil portraits of who I assume are dead relatives hanging on the wall. As I am admiring them, the front door slams shut behind me. Hello? Silence. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting an ominous shadow against the wall. Why do I feel like all the people in these paintings are staring straight at me? Why is it so cold in here? Where's Damien? Sir George, pleasure to have you in my home. I look up and see Damien standing at the top of the staircase with a walking hand. What's with the door slamming shut? Oh, sorry. There was a draft. And the door creaking open when I knocked? I accidentally left the door unlocked. And the creepy oil paintings? I like oil paintings. Right. Right. Please, let me show you around. Okay. Damien leads me around his house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and the parlor again for some reason.
Oh.
This is one of the older homes on the block, yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Though extensive renovations, I have been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with the amenities of any modern dwelling. Walk past the door, covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Dude, did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era? That's my son. You know how the rebellious teen years are. Onward, onward, there's more to see. You reach the door at the end of the hallway that Damien opens with a flourish. This is the library. The light streams in from floor to ceiling, arched windows. Walls are lined with packed bookshelves, and even more books are scattered over the period-appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly proud of his room. Look out the window, look at the butterflies, pick up a book. That's enough of oh, look at the butterflies. I'll walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs. I pinned them all myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime. I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger. Ah, the pinner's gambit. Is that a thing? No. Pick up a book. You know, Sir George, in the Victorian era, there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought that more authority novels would encourage youth to a life of crime. Cost too much of a distraction from work and school. I pull out a book at random and examine the cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read it out loud. Naruto struggled against the chains as... I am not reading this. Sasuke has bound him with, shirtless and out of breath. He looked up at Sasuke. Sasuke smirked, unbuttoning his ninja pants. Okay, I think that's enough. Damien snaps the book shut and puts it back on the shelf. That's a rare book from my private collection. Out the window. I walk to the window and am greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups with his daughters on his back. Damn. He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now. Damn! Do you know that Victorians spend at least 20 hours a week gazing longly out of full-length windows? Wait, really? No, but Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. Please, will you join me for tea? I follow Damien to his sitting room, where finger foods have already been set out upon a beautiful tiered silver tray. I take a seat on one of the high-backed chairs as Damien serves me some tea. I can't believe we're having a high tea. I never thought I'd get to do this. Damien smiles to himself. What? It's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of people enjoying it, when in fact the high refers to both the later time of the day that the working class had to enjoy tea and the height of the tables that were served. Oh. My dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon. That's informative. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. How many dates? Oh, good question. We went for Robert and he ignored us, so we went on a second date and we had another one-night stand. And then we went out on a little running exercise with Craig. Oh, and we went out on another date with Matt, and now we're on a date with Damien. So like 3 or 4. Been crazy, Boony Girl. It wasn't as rated R the second time as it was the first time, by the way. So I was expecting it to get racy and it didn't. Those neighbors making them ways around. I know, right? Like, we were just staring at Craig doing push-ups. Your home is really impressive. Are there a lot of gossip Maple Bay? I like your cake. Oh. Yeah, you fling those eggplants and water drops at me. It seems like you've really put on a lot of work into this place. Thank you. No one's ever complimented my home before. Hell, I can barely get matching salt and pepper shakers in my place, and look at what you've done. I'm kind of jealous. That's very generous of you to say. What got you so interested in the gossip?
Oh.
Well, when I was young, my father take you into the city. Sorry? Did you guys see a marching band? I'm afraid I don't understand. That serious? Of course. But it's, you know, the song animated me listen to it. Seriously? I'd love to see a marching band. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into a sort of an obsession. I'm pretty sure this like gives me flashbacks to the Jeffrey Dahmer series when he like cut up animals. Anyways, it's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. He takes a sip of tea. I can acknowledge that there were many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and to try to live a life that strictly aligns with those ideals would be admittedly horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest, be cognizant of its flaws, and love it all the same. Tell me, Sir George, have any hobbies? Oh man, do I? But I don't know if I care about anything the way that you care about this stuff. Well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things that they're passionate about is intriguing. Quite honestly, rather attractive. Honestly, I think he has to be one of the sweetest characters. Like, 10 out of 10. Like, for the personality here. Please, do tell me about your hobbies. Quick, sound sophisticated. I like watching soap making videos on the internet. I love him. I know, he is just so sweet. Like, complete opposite spectrum from Robert. We have Robert, who's a complete douchebag and ignores us and only invites us over to have sexy time. And then we have the sophisticated Damien, who is just a freaking dreamboat. Love me some word jumbles. You know what? Yeah. The written word fascinates me. We spend so much time using words, you know, and I think people would appreciate them more if they had to unjumble them. It's poetic, really. Oh, so you're a writer? In a sense. We finished our tea and finger sandwiches.
How delightful.
That is not the voice I would have portrayed for him. Come, I have one more thing to show you. Damien, oh my Atlanta, this is beautiful. Damien takes me around to the back of his home where a variety of flowers flourishes in the beautifully landscaped rows. A small stone path weaves through it and butterflies flit lazily through the air. My garden. It's beautiful. Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and a plant is symbolic of different feelings. Oh, we see in the garden. This is serious. Yeah, like, we gotta wait 3 dates, and I feel like we can have some sexy time out here. I'm kidding. It'll only be a serious, loving relationship. I'm still stuck on Robert. You see, it was... Oh, hold on. Different feelings. Even more interesting is that one flower could mean different things depending on the other plants it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet affected. Damien leans down and plucks a gorgeous bright orange flower off the vine. Lilium bubfleur. I don't know how to pronounce it. The orange lily. I think this one means, my loins are ablaze. Thou art the tightest. 3 cheers for sweet revenge. My heart wants to go with my loins are ablaze. All in favor say aye. I like the first one. Alright, we're doing it. My loins are ablaze.
No.
Dot dot dot. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. I wonder if we would get like, hold on. What's the last load? Hold on. Let me try something different real quick, and then we'll go back to the loins ablaze. Beautiful. Yeah, we already read this. 3 cheers for sweet revenge. Oh. Hold on. I know this is kind of counterproductive, but I need to see. I want him to throw his eggplants at me. We did it. We got. He threw his eggplants. Okay. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. Well. And that's precisely why floral arrangements are so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? Snapdragons, honeysuckles, sunflowers. They smell really good. And then you can eat the tiniest little drop of nectar when you stem out. I'll have to remember that when I pull together a bouquet for you. He put together a bouquet for me? Nobody's ever given me a bouquet before. Follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly, a phone rings. Oh, Sir George, will you excuse me? I must take this. He pulls a cell phone out of his pocket. I'm a little surprised it's not a rotary phone. Go for it. Damien smiles and walks back into the house. I take a deep breath and enjoy the heavily perfumed air. What a lovely garden. What a lovely yard. This makes me wish I had put a little bit more effort into the garden Amanda and I tried to start one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes and then immediately died. Oh, hey, a gargoyle. Oh no! I knocked over the gargoyle!
Fix that guard.
Same. Oh, we have to fix it. Ah! Wait, how do I... Is it this way? There's no way. Wait.
Goal.
Our secret. I didn't know you could flip it upside down. I was like, that's his head. Phew. That was a close one. Uh-oh. Here comes Damien. He looks upset. Sir George! My serious apologies. I'll have to Sir George, my sincerest apologies to have kept you waiting. There's an urgent matter I must attend to. I'm afraid I must take my leave. No problem, dude. Everything alright? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his finger. Everything is perfectly fine. But it's Lucy. What's wrong? He appears to have, well, his teacher needs me to come to the school post-haste. Post-haste. You need help? Oh no, you don't have to. Let me come with you. Us dads gotta stick together. You're right. This is one of Lucian's more elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Let's go. Damien and I walk into the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking... Hey, Damien. You're in record time.
Oh no.
I wouldn't miss it for the world, my dear. Wow, whatever it is, it doesn't seem like Hugo and Damien's first time to the My Kids Are in Trouble rodeo. What is it this time? This? Damien, you have to see to believe. Damien and I fall into step behind Hugo, who leads us through a busy corridors of the school. We pass by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room, flight of rickety stairs leading down into darkness. Watch your step. I can hear faint voices drifting up from the basement. They don't sound happy. As I'm led into the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least I had enough sense to stay out of creepy basements. We find another teacher in the boiler room, tucked away in the back of a basement. Them are Lucian and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucius has a bloody nose. Thanks for coming. I can't make heads or tails of this. Look around the scene of the crime and I see a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools scattered around. What happened here? Ernest punched me. Lucian tried to kill me.
Oh my.
Room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was just trying to build a brick wall around you and see what would happen. You promised me there would be wine down here. You tricked me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a second. Lucian, did you try to... Cask of Amontillado... I know how to say this, but I can't say it for the life of me. Amontillado Ernest? I'm neither confirming nor denying that. Turn to Damien and what's Cask of... The classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where a man gets his enemy drunk, puts him down to a cellar with the promise of wine of a fine vintage, buries him alive behind a brick wall. It's a lovely story. So wait, Lucian, try to do that to him? I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually gonna leave him there. What was the thought process here? That Ernest was just gonna sit still while you slowly build a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot, but then you realized that I lied about the wine. And you were cackling maniacally. That sort of tipped me off. Ernest, 20 minutes? Dad,
Huh?
it took you 20 minutes? Son, we did an entire 2-week unit on the cask of Amontillado. Amontillado. And it took you 20 minutes to realize Lucian was leading you into an elaborate ruse? Did you even read the story? I read the first 5 pages, then read a review of the movie.
What?
It's only 5 pages long, and there is no movie. There actually is a movie. Yeah, you're right. I paid Lucian to read it for me. Actually, he didn't even pay me. So when you think about it, this was me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands. You guys always tell me to engage in the literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here. Alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again, and you both are suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucian high-five. The teacher starts to stomp up the stairs. Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your son home. Mr. Bloodmarch, you... Thank you for your mediation. We all head up the stairs and out of the school in silence. Lucian, Damon, and I pile into my car and begin to drive home. Lucian immediately puts his hood up and stares out the window angrily. I'm not going to therapy again.
Oh no.
I know, son. Entirely up to you whether or not you want to go. But I care about you, and I can see that you're struggling. So if you do decide that you would like to speak to a professional about your feelings, that too. Maybe you can spend this next week looking for a summer job? I know how much you want your own car. Seems like we aren't supposed to be a part of this. LOL. I know. We shouldn't have went along, but we did. Can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Sounds like a them problem when we nosy. We're just here like driving like, oh, hold on, let me get the tea. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. I love you, son. Lucian continues staring out of the window. Love you too. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucian hops out of the car and slams the car door and runs inside. Didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need. It's alright, and all things considered, Lucian's brick lane was pretty good. So, there's your silver lining. There is that, yes. Probably just going through a phase. I really admire how you handled that. You were a lot more diplomatic with him than I would have been. I just want what's best for him. I don't think yelling at him would have done either of us any favors. It rarely does. You're a good dad. Oh! He threw us eggplants again! Yeah! See you around? Soon? It would be my honor and my pleasure. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy. I come home and find Amanda curled up on the couch with a blanket, watching TV. I plop down next to her. Yo! What you watching? Tiny House Hunting Brothers Extreme Edition. Look, I hate this show. The couple on the screen bickers back and forth while standing in an extremely small house made out of recycled bottles. Tiny House Hunting Brothers watch them with bemused expressions, both of their heads touching the low ceiling. I told you I wanted a 2-bed, 2-bath, shabby, chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom. But honey, the outside is only 20 yards away. The outhouse is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad. I am not pooping outside, Greg! Why don't they just get a regular-sized house? I don't know. How'd afternoon tea go? It got strange. We had to go to the school and pick up Lucian. We tried to... He lured Ernest down into the cellar with the promise of a fine vintage and then tried to brick him into the wall, right? How did you know about that? Has everyone read this story except for me? Lucian live streamed the entire thing. This entire day is beyond me. But otherwise, it was a fun day. That Damien guy is a character, but he's really good company. And a surprisingly diplomatic dad. I dig his style. You know what? Me too. He'd be a good stepdad for Amanda. I'm a school teacher and my wife is a beekeeper and our budget is 2.5 million.
Wow. My stars, this... Never in a million moons have I had a date such as exquisite as this one.
Well, I'll be. Clearly, Damien's a hit. We got daddy points. So.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Oh! Hey, Sir George, what are your feelings about poker? It's from Matt. Beyond hardly knowing her. Poker? I hardly know her. ... There it is. Well, good talk. Wait, I actually like poker. I just saw the joke and I had to take the shot. Please, Matt, I'm a dad. I'm contractually obligated. Oh, we use a dad book. Yeah, we use a dad book. We got these dads on, like... Well, except for Robert. Robert doesn't fucking answer us. But we got all the other dads to answer us back. Well, most of them. I haven't talked to all of them. I have a feeling they'd message me back. No, I get that. Anyway, we've been playing weekly poker games, and I figure I should send an invite your way. That sounds great. I love losing money. Well, dude, see you soon. Lose that money! If this is another, like, clicky one, my hand can't take it, and we're going to lose. Matt invited me to poker night at Joseph's house. I put on my going-out coat and walk over. Across the way, I spot Matt, who's walking over from his own house. He's got a case of beer under his arm. Crap, I should have brought something.
Hey.
Hey, man. Crap, I should have brought something. No worries, man. It's your first time. Just bring a full wallet. How long have you guys been at this for? Years, buddy. Just a nice way to keep in touch with the guys. It's never really high stakes. Oh, look, it's the boys! We passed. Oh my god, we're one of the boys! We passed through the fence enclosing Joseph's backyard. Craig, Brian, and Joseph hover around the patio, drinking beer and chatting. Robert sits in the corner. Sir George, glad you could make it. So am I. I'm psyched to take all your money. Just like old times. Craig's a resident shark. We prefer the term person who's good at poker. While I'm aware, Craig's always been suspiciously good at poker. Are you still terrible? Are you still as terrible as you were in college? Poker face. Hey, I wasn't terrible. I'm not bad at poker. I'm definitely good at poker. Everyone stares at me. Okay, maybe that was a little defensive. Okay, I'm bad at poker.
Nice.
There's no way you're as bad as Joseph. Joseph shrugs.
Yeah.
This is basically my... Tit thing? Tit thing? Tit hing? I'm giving back to the community. So I'm happy to just sit here and eat all of Brian's snacks.
Hey.
Guess who brought pigs in a blanket? Not Craig. Not Craig.
Oh.
Hey, my chia seed and granola energy balls are just as delicious.
Oh.
Everybody laughs. Let's just get the game going.
Nice.
We all take a seat at the table and Matt starts dealing cards. English would be nice. I know, right? We all take a seat at the table and Matt starts dealing cards. The first couple rounds go by easily and I'm getting the hang of things, but it's obvious that Craig is running the show here. Craig, how'd you get so good at this? It's pretty easy, man. You just start getting a feel for everybody's tell. Like Matt will scratch his ear.
Hey.
Hey. Brian adjusts his pants when he's trying to lie.
Oh, shucks.
No, wait a second.
Ah.
And I think you just loudly announce to the whole room when you have a good hand. Yeah, yep, that's me. What's Joseph's tell? Everything. Literally everything. The man is an open book. Couldn't lie if he tried. Well, at least I have God on my side.
Oh.
See, you can't even say that with a straight face. What about Robert? Honestly, the man's an enigma. Robert raises a glass of whiskey to us in a solemn statue.
Nice.
I think he'd wipe the floor with us if he actually tried.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here because I enjoy the company.
Oh.
Robert pulls out his phone and stares at it.
Oh.
Robert, is that a flip phone?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Are you a drug dealer now? Yeah. What do you need? Horse, speed, Tijuana Johnnies? I can get you the street stuff easy. Looking for something exotic or designer. 72 hours and a favor call. Maybe I won't need you today. Maybe I won't need you tomorrow. But someday. Oh, I don't really... I think I'm good. Right.
Oh.
But still, got the coin, I got the goods. And we slept with him twice. I dropped my phone in the toilet, and this is a backup, until I can get it replaced under warranty. Everyone murmurs their sympathy. We've all been there. We go back to playing. I really gotta stop eating these pigs in a blanket. Pigs in blankets? I don't know, but they're very good. I think there might be cheese in them.
Hmm.
Ooh, I don't know if I got enough to raise you on this round. You can always bet your firstborn.
Nice.
If you think you can handle another one, be my guest. Briar and Hazel are a handful to say the least. Buddy, you think 3 kids is a handful? Try 4. I'm operating at 100% dad capacity at all times.
Nice.
Actually, it's technically 5.
Mm.
Christine saw a commercial for one of those dolls that poop and wouldn't stop asking for it. We ended up getting it for her birthday. And she's so grossed out by the fake baby poop that it makes me change its diapers. So now I'm changing a real baby and a fake baby.
Hey.
There's just a lot of poop in my household right now. Daisy's got one of those a while back. One night I walked in on her after she tried to take the doll apart to see how the poop mechanism worked. Then she couldn't put it back together and started crying. Everywhere.
Hey.
Fake poop, but still. That reminds me of... Wait, do we all have poop doll stories?
Ah.
Everyone nods in agreement. Guys, I really don't need any more poop in my life. There is already... More than there already is already. Can we just get back to the poker and not talk about poop?
Mhm.
Matt deals another hand and we quickly forget about the poop. We run out of pigs in a blanket, so we switch over to Craig's healthy snack food. It actually isn't terrible. I feel like it just reminds me of me and my friend group. This is hilarious. These kale chips are phenomenal. We should sell these at the coffee shop.
Oh.
It's my own recipe. I'd be happy to give it to you guys.
Oh,
I can see it now. Here's the kale chips.
Hmm. ...
hey.
Pierce the Veil is a popular post-hardcore screamo band out of San Diego. We all look at Matt confused.
Hey.
It's maybe not any of your wheelhouses.
Hey.
How's the shop nowadays? Busy as ever. I'm toying with the idea of hiring another person to work the counter, but I haven't found a good candidate.
Hey.
If Amanda's still looking for a summer gig, let me know. That's really nice of you, but I think she's been burned too badly by coffee shops before. Literally, not figured.
Hey.
Matt cocks his head to the side. I'll ask her, though. We get down to the final hand of the night, and it's Craig in the lead by a landslide. Joseph has long since lost all of his chips and has taken to tidying up, refusing any help from the rest of us. Brian deals us all cards.
Hey.
So what's it gonna take for Robert to give a damn on this round? Robert looks up from his half-empty whiskey glass. Do you really want to unleash the beast?
Hmm.
Well, now I'm curious. I got a long history of being a gambling man, but I'll only do it if you make it interesting. None of this penny chip nonsense. I got all Lily's 18-year single blend sitting in my closet right now. Was saving it for when River turns 21, but I'm willing to put it up as collateral. What beast we unleashing, Robert? Oh, girl. Booney girl, we already found out. You know. You know what beast we're gonna unleash. Or maybe we don't. I don't know. Maybe it's just gonna pull some random Robert stuff out. Now you're talking my language. He throws the keys to his truck on the table. She's seen better days, but she can still push a tree trunk out of the ground. Nope.
Hey.
Myself and everyone else at the table immediately folds. Deal the cards, brag guy.
Well.
Are you guys sure you wanna?
So.
You heard the man. Deal.
Oh.
Brian deals the next round of cards. Craig stares daggers at Robert, who casually sips whiskey. So I know what you might be thinking. Robert put his old workhorse up for grabs, his only mode of transportation. At times in his life, his only home. How could he be so sure of his abilities in gambling? I'll tell you right now, Craig. I wasn't always like this. I was a lot like you. Smart, talented, cocksure of my own good luck, great biceps. But it didn't last long, though. I lost everything in a game of Pau Gao in the back rooms of the Shanzi Teak House on what I thought was a 3-day business trip. Everything gone. Clothes, money, identification. I woke up in a ditch near X Park. Had to make my new life from there. It took me 3 years to beg, borrow, steal my way back to American soil. And in those 3 years, I saw the greatest steps of human fear. Loved deeper than I ever have, and lost it all many more times over. I've seen my own death, Craig. I know how I die. It's not like this. Let me make this more interesting. Robert produces a deed to his house from his jacket and tosses it on the table. All I have, and all I am. Are you prepared to go the distance? Kirk rubs the sweat from his brow. He studies Robert's face intently for any sort or tell that he can find. Robert casually says, I... bold.
Hey.
Everyone erupts.
Nice.
Fine, fine. The whiskey's yours. And that's why you don't dance with the devil. Oh, crap. So what was it? Were you bluffing or did you have the cards? That's for me to take to my grave, fella. Next week, boys?
Hey.
Next week.
Hey.
You got it.
Hey.
I'll be there. This has been very relaxing, and I sincerely doubt I will wake up in a cold sweat thinking about it tonight. Keep working on that poker face, Sir George. We all say our goodbyes and head our separate ways. I love how Damien didn't show up, but literally everybody else in the call us. Oh, Hugo didn't come either. They must be dealing with the boys. We go our separate ways. Those little hell starters.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Alrighty, Booney girl, pick a boy. Pick any boy you want. We can go Craig, Matt, Brian, Damien, Hugo, Joseph. We just can't go Robert, because if we take it one step further and go that last date, then we're stuck with Robert for good. Tickles your fancy. Craig? Alright, we're going Craig. Craig can. And then this will be our last date for the night until we pick back up on Tuesday of next week. I wonder what Craig's up to today. I navigate to Craig's dad book page and type out a message. Hey bro, or should I say neighbor, let's catch up like old times. A couple moments pass before I hear a ding on the computer. It's a message from Craig. That was quick. Bro, my man, let's definitely hang out soon. Might be a little different from our old weekends, long benders, but it's still fun. It'll be fun. Think for a moment. This could be a fun opportunity to see my old buddy in his new element. We exchange a couple more messages, and he logs off to prep for the game. I should see if Amanda wants to join me. I walk over to Amanda's room and knock on the door. Yo, Amanda Panda! I open the door and find Amanda sitting cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by magazines and newspaper clippings. She seems to be making some sort of art piece. Craig, he's married, right? No, Craig is the one that was recently divorced. He's got the baby, though. And the twins. Joseph's the one that's married to Mary. The one that we seen at the bar, trying to hit on people and get drinks. What you working on? Just a collage for class. We're supposed to make a piece that represents our goals for the future. Take a closer look at her collage. That's a lot of dogs.
Huh?
It's mostly dogs, yeah. Did you need something? Craig invited us to a softball game. Want to go?
Oh.
Remember that one time you signed me up for softball and you bought me all the gear and then you took me to the first game and then someone hit a ball towards me and I just ran off the field crying? And then you hid in the dugout and would scream if I tried to pick you up. Yes.
Oh.
I was afraid of baseballs. I thought you were a gigantic, sentient softball. So does that mean you don't want to go? Amanda gets up and looks you dead in the eyes, determined.
Oh.
I'm finally ready to face my fears head on. Let's do this. Amanda and I make a short drive out to the local softball field. For a kids' softball game, it's pretty packed. We clamber up the bleachers and take our seats on top row. I don't see Craig anywhere.
Oh.
So when do the kids start crying and running off the field? You know that your relationship with softball is different from everybody else's relationship with softball, right? Okay, but if I don't see some kids cry, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. For nostalgia purposes, of course. Not because I take joy out of children fighting for my amusement. Definitely not that. The game starts and the kids run out onto the field. I see Craig by the dugout with a clipboard. He has River strapped to his chest, as per usual. There's a guy in a pancake costume doing jumping jacks across the field. I guess that's the mascot. Reading the kids' brightly colored jerseys, I see that it's Maple Bay Flapjacks against the Pinewood Ocelots. Go Flapjacks?
Oh.
Choke up on the bat, Miranda. Yes, Miranda, square up! How much do you know about softball? Same, I know, right? Enough to know that balls are relatively hard despite their name. But yelling is fun. Give it a shot. It's cathartic. Keep your eye on the ball. What's important is that you're having fun. What are you willing to sacrifice to win? What's important is go friendship and kindness! Dad, could you kick it up a notch? Maybe throw some spice on that papaya? Sure thing, honey. I believe in you, Miranda! We watched a couple innings of softball. They aren't ready for the major leagues yet, but Craig trained his team pretty well. It seems like he's really good with kids. Cake stand Craig is good with kids. Whoa. It's amazing how hard they're hitting the ball and how no one has run off the field crying yet. Amanda, dear, you have to let it go. Let what go? I'm perfectly fine. The opposing team is up to bat. They hit a fly ball out of the center field, and the tiniest little girl tries to get under the ball, but it misses her glove and it hits her straight in the forehead. Oh, God.
Hey.
See? It's a completely justifiable fear. The girl plops down on the grass and starts crying. Greg makes a beeline to her, checking her forehead and comforting her until her parents arrive. He carries her off the field as she sobs. Man, it's strange to think about how this was the guy who once backflipped off of a roof into a pool while shotgunning a beer. He's so responsible now. The game resumes after the girl calms down a bit and we watch a couple more innings. Greg's team is crushing the other team in the 9th inning, and the Ocelots seem to have given up by this point. I see one outer field eating a fistfuls of grass. The batter on the other team knocks a foul ball into the stands. I follow the trajectory and oh no, it's coming right for me. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I close my eyes and brace for impact. Dot. I open my eyes and look over to see Amanda holding a softball, staring at it in amazement.
Whoa.
I caught the ball. You saved me.
Yeah.
I caught the ball, Dad! I caught the ball! You did it, Amanda! I faced my fears! I defeated softball! I can do anything! Amanda and I share a big hug. It's a tender moment that I don't think anyone else watching really understood. I'm so proud of you, kiddo. The game ends and Craig's team are declared the victors. We sit patiently as the girls line up to shake hands. Great job, everyone! We walk over to the dugout and congratulate Craig, who's talking with some of the other parents. Craig! Great work, man. Thanks. We've been working hard all season, and it's great to see it paying off. I'm so proud of all my girls. Speaking of which, have you met Briar and Hazel? Oh my god, look at the little mini Craigs. Hello. Hey, killer playing out there. Yeah, you guys rule. Thank you. You guys are twins, huh? So which of you is the evil one? Hazel. Yeah, it's me. Good looking out.
Oh.
Do you guys ever pretend to be each other? I don't have a twin, but I think if I did, I'd be doing that constantly. Yeah, I take all of her math tests. And I usually throw rocks at stuff when people get mad and I tell them I'm Briar. What?
Nice.
We will talk about this later. Sir George, bro, I got a couple more things to clean up and then we can hang. Sounds good. Just then, one of the moms jumped into the conversation. Not so fast. We have to celebrate our win, Craig. I'm taking the whole team to get pizza. Oh, I don't know if I can. Nonsense. The girls won. What sort of celebration would it have? Could we have without our fearless leader? She lays her hand on his shoulder and gives him goo-goo eyes. And this mom is laying it on thick. Amanda and I share a look. All right. Is it cool if my bro comes along? Mom looks slightly put out, but covers it up with a smile. Of course! Where are we going? Thirsty's Pizza? Wink. What? What? It's a real place. An endless stream of girls clad into softball gear pile out of a minivan into a local pizza buffet, which is actually called Thirsty's Pizza. Amanda and I trail behind them with Craig. Reminds me of all the awful pizzas we used to put into our bodies back in the day. Remember how we used to just fold whole pies in half and then put a taco fillings inside? Pizza Co's. I could never forget. How did we survive college? Our bodies were younger back then, more elastic, more able to handle the toxic waste inside of us. The good old days. The kids run around playing arcade games and eating greasy food. Amanda and I jump on a couple slices of mediocre pizza. Hey, give me a piece of that. Give me a piece of that. Oh my god. No, absolutely not. I'm just kidding. I'm strictly eating salad here. Thanks for addressing the issue, Amanda.
Huh?
Dad! A different mom walks up to us. Hey, he was wear that baby for poker. Hey, he wasn't wearing that baby for poker. I know! Like, they must have been with Smashley. A different mom walks up to us, talking to Craig as if we weren't even there. Craig, thank you so much for looking after our kids. My daughter tells me every day about how great you are. Oh, I'm happy to look after them. Definitely helps that I have kids of my own. It's been so hard since Daniel left. I'm glad to know that my children have a strong male role model in their lives. Amanda and I look at each other again. Craig gets it from all angles, huh? Craig smiles sheepishly. Thank you so much, dude. Craig holds his fist up for a fist bump from the mom in what I think is a maneuver to lighten the conversation. He looks super uncomfortable. I should throw him a bone here. Create a diversion. Tag team with Amanda. Smokescreen Martha. What should we do? Create a diversion. Tag team with Amanda. Or smokescreen Martha. All of my ice is melted in my drink and now I can't drink just I drink with a lot of water in it. Tag team question mark? Alright, we're doing tag team. Tag team with Amanda! I give Amanda another knowing look and she hits me back with a nod. She understands. Amanda puts her hand on her stomach and looks at me with puppy dog eyes. Dad, I don't feel so good. I think I ate too much pizza. Oh no, sweetie. You're not gonna projectile vomit everywhere, are you? Yeah, I think I'm gonna projectile vomit everywhere right now. The words projectile vomit and right now usually seem to get everyone to clear out, but Martha's not budging. Back it up, Martha! You're in the splash zone! I drank a lot of orange juice this morning and it's feeling pretty acidic. You'll be fine. Amanda shoots me a worried look. This con is going sideways. I should have known that a mom of all people would know the fake puke scam. Well, I guess it went away. I'm fine now. Nothing's wrong. Turns her back to me to talk to Craig. So I'm taking Hazel and Briar tonight for the sleepover? Yep, they're pretty excited about it. You'll keep them out of trouble, right? Of course, but I could always use help watching everyone. After everyone tonight, if you're not doing anything. Wow, this lady is really going for the gold. Ha, it'll actually be nice to have a night to myself and River. But thanks for the invite. Martha, you might want to grab your child. She's stuffing pizza into a coin slot. Martha angrily turns her attention towards her daughter. Tiffany! Not another arcade machine! I swear if I have to buy it! Martha storms off towards her kid. This game is very nice because I've had stressful days at work and I just get to yell all the time. She seems nice. Yeah, the team is a big one. Weird family. Takes all sorts, right? Same. Tiffany! Don't eat the tokens! Tiffany's a stellar hitter. Phew. I finally think I have time to talk to Craig now. Man, you're a busy guy, huh? Only on days like today. I hope. Dad! Hey, girls. Dad, can you help us beat our record on DDR? We told Ariana's dad that you could destroy him on the dance mat. Please help.
Oh, man.
Girls, you know I don't have my jukes anymore. But Dad! Craig looks at me like a hurt puppy.
Oh.
Sorry, dudes. Duty calls. I promise we'll catch up in a bit. It's all good, buddy. Craig runs off with his daughters, and I'm left alone with mine. Man, I was really hoping to hang out with Craig more today, but it seems like he's getting dragged in every direction. It definitely wasn't like this in college. I feel like we might be a third wheel here. There's worse places than an arcade to be left to your own devices. You're right. Want to drop some coin on pinball? You know it. Amanda and I pull up to a machine that feels pretty hot and get to work. I'm a little rusty, but the pinball wizard within me will never die. I pull out a decent score and then challenge Amanda to top mine. And immediately she gets a multi-ball. Looks like she takes after her father. You're pretty good. Don't patronize me. Hey, I'm just trying to pay a compliment. Amanda shushes me. In her zen zone. She fights valiantly, racking up points by the millions. She's this close to beating my score, but I feel honored just to be able to watch. You're friends with Craig, right? Janet from earlier walks up and leans on the football machine. Yeah, we went to college together. Please don't lean on my thing. Huh? That's so interesting. So do you know if he's, like, available? Oh, honestly, I don't know if I could say. Seriously, you're gonna make it tilt. Because it's just, like... Because it seems like so much work to watch after his kids. Don't you think it'd be great if he... Lady, I swear to God! All of a sudden, a buzzer sounds and the game is over. Janet made the pinball machine tilt. ...
Whoa.
You stone harpy! What?
Ugh.
I said I have to go over there now and put pizza in my mouth so I don't say anything that'll hurt your feelings. Amanda.
Hey.
Bro! What's going on? Now's our chance. If we don't get out of here now, we'll be stuck for the rest of the night. I wrangle Amanda and say some quick goodbyes with Craig. We head out the pizza place finally. Amanda promises that she'll keep the couch warm for me and heads home.
Huh?
Hope you don't mind me bringing you back out here, bro. Not at all, dude. It's good to finally get you all to myself for a second. River burps. Well, almost all to myself. Hold up. Craig walks over to the trunk of his car and pulls out 2 gloves and a softball.
Oh.
Up for some catch? This might be less catch and more you throwing the ball and me running after it, but sure. Stand in the middle of the empty baseball diamond and start tossing the ball back and forth. You mean to tell me he kept this baby on his chest as we're tossing a softball back and forth? Ugh. We stand in the middle of the empty baseball diamond and start tossing the ball back and forth. I have a cooler in my car that we could grab, but there's only juice boxes in there. Man, fatherhood is strange.
Nice.
You're telling me. I can't believe I'm looking back on my keg stand Craig days and reminiscing about it. Those were some good times. I don't know anyone else who could pull off the rare horizontal keg stand.
Oh.
It was a feat of discipline, bro. Trust me. I haven't properly hung out with Craig in so long I don't even know where to begin. Ask about coaching softball. Ask about the business. Ask about the kids. That's enough for now. Experiences. Ask about the kids. Can't believe you're a father of 3.
Oh.
Neither can I. You know me. I'm an indecisive person. You switched your major 4 times.
Oh.
Yeah, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, but raising kids, Briar and Hazel were born, it finally all made sense. It was like all the time I had spent trying to figure things out led to them. I couldn't be happier about it. I don't think I've ever cared about anything as much as I care about them. I had the exact same feeling when Amanda was born. It was the best thing to ever happen to me. It could be the only thing that ever happened to me. I would still be proud of the life I've lived. Ask about coaching softball. So softball coach the life you wanted, or was it the life that was thrust upon you?
Oh.
It's not the only thing that wants to be thrust upon him. I'll admit that I was hesitant at first. Briar and Hazel had so much energy that we just had to get them into sports, but no one was there to run the team. The more I did it, the more I saw how much it meant to all the girls, and I'm worried that there'll be a riot if I quit. I would also be afraid of a bunch of tiny children with metal bats.
Oh.
They're quick and they work as a team. I've trained them all too well. They'll take you down like a pack of velociraptors on a T-Rex. ...
No.
Exactly. Ask about the business. So, you run a business now?
Hey.
Yep, we sell fitness gear. Imports and exports mostly, but we're coming up with our own line of leisure wear soon. I nod. I mostly use my sweatpants for watching TV and not, sweating. Sounds like he's made a killing.
Huh?
If you ever need athletic wear, I got your back. Would you sponsor me? I'll rep your leisure wear brand while I mow my lawn.
Oh.
That is a glamorous lifestyle we're catering to. Yes.
Hmm.
It's nice out here. Quiet. Must be good to get away from the softball moms for a bit, huh?
I don't know.
Christ, Janet. Yeah, that was a lot. Are they always like that?
Nice.
Actually, this wasn't nearly as bad. Yikes. I'm just so not interested. Well, what are you interested
I.
in? ...
Hmm?
Decent quiet. That's hot. Hot silence.
Hey.
My ultimate sexual fantasy is sleeping in on a Saturday.
Hmm?
But more seriously, I just can't get back into dating right now. I couldn't even if I wanted to. There's no time.
Oh.
And I feel so uncomfortable trying to introduce a stranger into my girls' lives. They've already been through so much, I can't put them through that. Buddy, I hear you.
Oh.
So, the moms can hit on me all they want, but the girls are my top priority. You're such a good dad, Craig! Doing a great job. The right person will come along eventually. Hit softballs. Don't get hit on by mom. I think we need to tell him he's doing a great job. These kids love you. And to add to that, the whole team loves you. I think you got this dad thing down right.
Hmm?
Thanks, bro.
Oh.
It's a lot coming from you. While I'm distracted, I miss a softball and it hits me right on the head. Wow, that hurts. Amanda was right all along. Sorry, dude. Craig runs over to me.
Hmm.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Wait, let me do the dad thing for a sec. Craig spends a moment examining my
I
head.
don't know.
It's worse than I thought. Don't tell me. You have to kiss it and make it better.
Hey.
You would be so lucky. How flirty do we want to get with Craig? That was planned. I mean, kissing us for the week. I mean, I feel like I've earned it at this point. Waiting all day to hang out with you.
Oh.
Well. Craig leans in and kisses my forehead and throws eggplants at me.
Oh.
Walk it off, champ. We got we got eggplant. Are the lights on the softball field really hot, or is that just me? I get up and dust myself off. River yawns.
Hmm.
Hey, little buddy, you must be getting tired, huh?
Hmm?
I hate to say it, but I should probably head out. Sorry things are so... You get older and life just kind of gets in the way, huh? We start walking back to the parking lot. Hey, remember that one house party we went to that got broken up by the helicopter? I wrote that before you said that, but it worked. "10 out of 10. It was like perfect timing. Oh, by the helicopter?
Nice.
How could I forget? You and me hopped over a concrete wall to get away. But the other side of the fence was a parking lot where a bunch of cops were parked.
Oh.
Oh man, yeah. Could you imagine the look on our faces? We just walked straight past them like we were out for a stroll. And not knowing that we were at the party, they started joking with us about how big of a bust it was. We had to talk with them for 30 minutes. You told them you were interested in joining the academy.
Hey.
And then they started giving me pointers for the exam. Longest 30 minutes of my life. Man, college.
Hmm.
Good old days, right? We get back to our cars. Craig pulls me in for a hug. Or at least as much as we can manage with the baby between.
Nice.
Never enough time, huh? Guess not.
Hmm?
Let me make it up to you. Let's hang out soon, yeah? I'd like that. I yawn as I walk to the door, spotting Amanda hunched over her collage, blue stick in hand, burning the midnight art oil. Figured I might do something productive between episodes of Shark Hunter lip sync battles. Do the sharks lip sync or do the shark hunters lip sync? Yes. I look over her shoulder at the collage. Amanda, this is some good art. Look at the art you made. Thanks, I'm just about done. Like before, it's still a lot of dogs in one corner. In one corner, it's a giant piles of cash. In the other, it's... Amanda, is that me? Yep. The whole thing is about my goals for the future, and those are basically just to sit on a giant pile of money with my 20 dogs and also have a strong and mutually supportive relationship with my father into adulthood. Oh, now you've done it. You're ready to watch your dad cry. Here it comes. It's happening. Aw, Dad, you did this with your good art. She pats me on the back. Hey, how was your hang with Craig? I wipe a tear from my eye. It was good. That Craig guy sure is busy. Yeah, dude. Softball life isn't for quitters. Also, I'm very proud of you for facing your fears today. How does it feel? I'm on top of the world, Pops. I should start facing my fears more often. Oh yeah? How about tomorrow we hit some empty parking lots and practice, dare I say, parallel parking? Baby steps, Dad. I'm working my way up to it. Alright, I'm gonna hit the hay. Take care of late night television for me, alright? I'll let them know you said hey. Let's see how we did! Good old Craigie boy. Look at that thirsty bar.
Wow.
Oh!
That was an amazing date.
First off, Damien had a lot more to say about our S-rank date, but that's okay, Craig, because you're still cute. Tap Sports History Channel, Sports Twins, Thirsty Catch.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Like, it's 8:30. Hold up. Hold that thought for a second. You didn't see what just popped up. It's behind my head. Hugo, Damien. Take the baby off. Put the baby down and hug me. Hey, are you up to anything tonight? Hugo and Damien, write a message. Hugo and I were planning to go to an art walk downtown, and we're wondering if you would care to accompany us. I would normally write a letter longhand, but I've run out of distressed parchment paper. Whoa, why can I see Damien and Hugo's chat? Am I a hacker? But I don't even have a hacker alias. The feds are gonna bust down my door any minute now. I've got to destroy this computer. Sir George, this is a group chat. Oh, thank God. Do either of you know how to destroy a computer? You can run Derek's boot and nuke from a startup flash drive, but once you've done that, it's best to practically destroy the platters altogether. The Victorians were well versed in information security. So George, do you want to go see some art or not? Art is good. Let's go see art. See that art! Thank you so much for the 3 bits, Boony Girl. Damien and Hugo invited me to the monthly art walk in downtown Maple Bay. I've never really been to one of these before, so I'm not quite sure what I'm in for. I think I'm here a bit early. I don't see Damien or Hugo around anywhere, and I feel just a little uncomfortable standing among all these fancy art people. Sir George? I turn around, and it's Joseph. Joseph, what are you doing here? Joseph scoffs at me. What am I doing here? How could you ask me that? I'm obviously a huge art, appreciatist?
Oh.
Okay, fine. Damien invited me to this art walk thing. I'm guessing he invited you too? Yep, admittedly, I'm a little out of my depth here. Thank God, I thought I was going to be the odd one out. Are you allowed to say that? Say what? You know. Thank God. Yep. I actually get double points when I say it since I'm a minister. The points get you into heaven. That's how it works. Anyways, where are the guys? I look and spot Hugo and Damien, who seem to have just arrived at the gallery. Good eve. Evening, friends. Who's ready for some art? Art is dead, nothing is real. I have no idea what I'm in for. No, I am.
Hey.
Same. All you have to know is that if you're ever feeling overwhelmed, there's generally always a table that has free wine and cheese. I like art now.
Oh.
I've got the tables in my sights. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go help myself to some tiny wines. Yeah, we're gonna talk art with Hugo and Dave. So what's this first place? This particular art specializes in landscaping paint, various locales within the American Northeast. Look at the art. It is rad art. At the risk of sounding uninformed, do all of these landscapes look like butts to you guys? Damien and Hugo lean in, examining the paintings. It would appear as if you are correct. Valid assessment, sir. Hey, this art's just pretty easy. Oh, it gets more complicated. Sometimes the butts are more symbolic. Sometimes the butts are metaphors. Sometimes art is about the butts, but they don't draw. Interesting. Joseph returns to our group with tiny cheese and more. What'd I miss? Butts. Shame. The cheese is nice, though. Shall we visit the next place? We leave the first gallery and walk a few minutes before we reach another one. The gallery's a bit more crowded. Huge paintings of, I'm not even sure, hang on the wall. Oh, hydrate! Okay, I got water. I'm not drinking my nasty cup, though. My weird ice. Yeah, no. We leave the first gallery, and walk a few minutes before we reach another one. The gallery is a bit more crowded. Huge paintings of, I'm not even sure, hang on the wall. Oh geez. What am I looking at here?
Hey.
This is an abstract art. I think the more important question is, what does art mean to you? I stare at the painting, concentrating as hard as I can on its meaning. Metaphor for the human condition.
What the dog doing?
You know what the dog's doing. She's taking a nap upstairs with Dad. She never comes down and sees me anymore. It's a shame. I feel like if my setup was upstairs, she would definitely come visit, but you know, it's whatever. It reminds me of my childhood. It represents strife. I am dying. It reminds me of my childhood. The gestures, the color, they remind me of my childhood, my parents. Intriguing that you discover something so personal and non-specific. May I ask you to say a little more? Certainly. These vivid, simple forms communicate a sublimity that is betrayed by the raw expressiveness of the brushwork, which, in a way, speaks to the existential nature of human experience. This reminds me of my first day of college, not like the third time I went back. Long story. And my English teacher asked us to pick a painting that we held very dear to us or that we thought was very cool. And so I just picked this random painting that I thought was cool, and then I pretended like I knew all about it, that I went and visited this painting all the time. This was me pretending to know what I'm talking about. Scars left by the passage of time and the turmoil of contemporary life are both contextualized and deepened by the rose-colored echoes of pre-opioid. Slow down there, Sir George. Do us a favor and keep it simple. It's a butt. Everyone else stares at the painting. Yeah, that's definitely a butt.
Oh.
While a valid assessment, I can't help feeling your initial judgment may be closer. Maybe you're underestimating how much the artist liked butts. You are very servant of.
Oh.
We're all God's creatures, even butts.
Oh.
Comparing this piece to the artist's body of work, I'm pretty sure this represents the sense of isolation he feels creating traditional abstract artwork in a field that's rapidly moving towards digitalization. How do you figure that out? That's what it says on the placard.
Oh.
Let's look at a few more of these. We walk around the gallery, sampling some more of the artist's work. I almost hate to say it, but abstract art is kind of growing on me. It's interesting that the artist chooses not to let their work be defined by, what's the word? Realism? Realism. As we were looking at one of the paintings, the patron scoffs loudly. Push. I could do that.
Oh.
Excuse me? Hugo, not here.
Hmm.
No, come back here. Patron walks away, not noticing Hugo's fuming right next to him.
Oh.
You say that you could do that, but you didn't. You don't even seem to have the intellectual depths or the artistic skills to execute a piece of even a fraction as impressive as this one. Art is the truest expression of self, and it seems like your self is so bad, your art would be bad. Hugo's insult game isn't the best, but there's no denying his passion. Damien is holding him back at his point. Friend, not worth it. Hugo manages to cool down. He smooths his jacket. Sorry, I just love art very much. We know, buddy. I pat Hugo on the shoulder. You know what would ease the mood? Is it cheese? No. It's wine and cheese. Co-signed. 4 of us head over to the wine and cheese table, which thankfully is grounded in realism and is actually wine and cheese. We got one last stop on the tour. You lot feeling up for it? You're gonna be weirder than this art? It is absolutely weirder than this art. Let's do it. Let's do it. Damien, Hugo, and Joseph and I walk over to the performance in the street. Several masked performers in leotards undulate wildly on the ground, screaming both at each other and us.
Oh, cracker barrels.
So, quick question.
Oh.
Shoot. What is happening? I second this question. Performance art. What does it mean? Again, I pose the very same question to you, Mr. Awesomeness. Fear of existence. The very humanity of being a human. They really like screaming? Butts. What do you think they're trying to say? I believe it's less about what they're saying and more about what why they're saying it. I think there's something special about the performance art. With almost every other form of art, music, painting, photography, the artists use their medium as a conduit for their emotions. Performance art is the artist. Purest expression, raw human. It's art as beautiful, Damien. So what you're saying is,
Oh.
if I start making really loud fart noises right now, it's art as long as I like really mean it. Damien fixes him with a hard stare.
Hey. Oh.
I was gonna start making fart noises, but based on the look on your face, that joke isn't gonna play well with this crowd. Damien,
Oh.
wise.
Hmm.
We watch the rest of the performance as earnestly as we can, clap politely after the dancers scream their way off stage. Phew, I think I'm all arted out. Agreed. We all decide to walk home together.
Hmm.
Why didn't they walk together to that? We make our way back to the cul-de-sac, tiny wine and tiny cheese sloshing around in my stomach. I think what I've learned tonight, that's not just what I've learned about art. Nice is extremely informative, but what I've learned tonight is that when you put a bunch of tiny wine and tiny cheeses together, it eventually becomes regular wine and regular cheese, followed by too much wine and too much
Oh.
cheese. Tiny cheeses lulled me into a false sense of security. I felt safe with the tiny cheese. Wax wings, too close.
Oh.
Cheese wings? Those would melt into the sun too. I feel like it's more appropriate
Oh.
imagery. Plus, it'd be delicious. A nice possibility. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Hey, if you guys are painters, what would you paint?
Huh.
I actually dabble in oils. Mostly paint landscapes. I'm not very good, but it's a nice way to pass the time. I think I would focus on personal portraits of people in unique professions. Like, for example, luchadors.
Haha.
I think I'd paint boats, seascapes, maybe some lighthouses. Boats. Really?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're choosing boats in favor of long history of religious imagery and artwork.
Oh.
What? Boats are cool. What about you, Sir George? Food artistry, landscapes, tasteful nudes of the artist.
Oh.
Art is a money-making business. I know it sells. We finally get to the cul-de-sac. They didn't like that. We finally get to the cul-de-sac.
Oh.
Alright, boys. Good art. Good art.
Oh.
Agreed.
Ah.
See you around, guys. See you guys around. Whether you want to or not, we're all neighbors after all. I head inside to deal with my inevitable cheese over. What a cute little date. We could have went out on another date with
You've got
Craig, but
dads.
you know, it's whatever. Well. Not what I meant to do. But... So we got one date in with Matt. One date in with Craig. We got 2 dates in for Robert. And 1 date in for Damien. So, I think we need to give Brian a fair share, although my voice is going to be very strained, so I might have to change up how he talks, because I don't think I can talk in that very, like, deep, set tone voice, but I will try. But yeah. Brian is adorable. Feels. Like, I know I want to do him, but I also know my voice is gonna be like, ugh. But we're gonna do it. But it is almost 9 o'clock, so I am going to hop off of here. Let me see. Oh my god, hold on, wait, I got achievements. We have to read them out loud. I don't like Joseph. I honestly, like, I watched Markiplier play, and it's been a while. Like, back when it first came out is when I watched it, so I haven't rewatched it, but I don't ever remember him doing Joseph. Or to the full extent of where he finished out a date with Joseph. So I don't know how it goes. But I am interested in, like to finish out the series, I want to do each guy. Like, I want to actually completely finish through and then try again. So, we're gonna have to do Joseph, but he'll probably be last. He's kind of like I don't know, Brian is like my least favorite. But I haven't went on a date with him, so I don't even know if I actually do like him or not. I think top tier, like, if I'm going off of, like, what we've learned so far, I think Damien has to be my favorite. He's number 1. Then I think I'm going to put Matt. then probably Craig. But we haven't dated Hugo, Joseph, or Brian, and Robert's kind of like low on my list, but he's like kind of funny at the same time. Yes, yeah, Damien's like up here. Like he's just go to the title. Wait, hold on. We gotta save. Saving, and it's saved. Title screen. I love this song. Let's see. I wonder if other people are playing it. I am like beyond excited to watch Bunny Dust play Dusty, because like I love watching other people play, and like her existence is just amazing, and watching her play games is awesome. So it'll be fun to watch her go through it. Like 10 out of 10. Only 4 people playing. Me being one of them. Aw, thank you so much for the sub, Xander. Gorp. For the 2nd month. What's going on? How are you? Oh my goodness, Xander, stop. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. Gotta stay first. Of course, of course. Oh, I see what happened. Gotcha. Oh no. Thank you, Wall Lobster, for the 100 bits. I can only imagine. I know, Ope. Listen, so I know it's 9 o'clock, but oh my god, Xander. Okay, hold on. Going back to gameplay real quick. I have to have a second date with Craig. We'll do one more, and that's it. One more. Craig. Okay. I really want to get some good quality time in with Craig. The last time we hung out, he was so busy with the kids and fending off flirty moms that I feel like we barely talked. Ever since the first time we hung out, I've been trying to get up a little early for runs. I don't think I'm gonna be as embarrassing as last time. Maybe I'll even be able to catch up with him now. If I have to do the tippy tap things, I type out a message to him on Dadbook. Alright, I'm over it. Can't do what I did last time. Going to bed. Good night. Night, Xander! Thank you so much for the bits. I really appreciate it. And been training my run game recently. Round 2. Dude, of course. Emojis. I don't know why he didn't just send an emoji rather than type it out. Another message pops into my inbox from Craig. Let's meet up tomorrow. Oh my lordy. Thank you so much for the 268 bits, Wall Lobster. Quit it. Let's meet up early tomorrow morning for my favorite morning activity. Brunch. Type back. Brunch? What's that? You run and then you get brunch. Oh, right. Craig and I agreed to a time and maybe I should have ended it, my boy. Okay. Focus back up. We're having a nice morning with Craig. Craig and I agreed to a time to meet in the morning, and I have a chance to spend the evening hanging out with Amanda. So, we doing pizza tonight? Again? Can't we do like a salad night? Dad, are you on a health kick? Not yet. I formed the committee to examine the possibility of being on a health kick. They haven't returned with their findings. Dad, if you go on a health kick, then I have to go on a health kick by virtue of being under the same roof as you. I don't know if I have the constitution for that. Don't worry about it. The committee's still out. I'm sorry, Amanda, it's time. The committee's still out. The committee isn't back yet with its findings. This is a multi-year assessment on several bureaucratic levels. Well, Amanda picks up the phone and stares at me, unblinking as she dials.
Alright.
Hi, yes. Can I get an extra large pizza with chicken, bacon, extra cheese and tomatoes, and a couple of the garlic sauce cups? Amanda, you're going a little north here.
Huh.
Oh, right. Can you maybe throw some leaves on there or something? Yeah, he's going on a health kick. Yeah, Rico. I know. It's tragic. It's sad they know the dude's name. Amanda listens for a second.
Huh?
Hold on, I'll ask. Dad, is oregano a salad? Oregano is a salad. Yeah, Rico. Sprinkle some of that on there. Yep, cash is fine. Say hi to the wife and the kids for me. Amanda hangs up. Rico says hey. The food gets delivered and we plop down on the couch and eat some za. Just be careful. Running is a gateway drug. Slippery slope, Dad. First you go on a couple light jogs and before you know it, you're converting the garage into a home gym and renewing your subscription to some sort of weekly kombucha delivery service. Question. Shoot. What's kombucha? Okay, so you aren't too far gone yet. I'm just giving you a hard time, Pops. I'm really happy you're running more and caring about your health. I want to keep you around for as long as possible. Thanks, kiddo. Speaking of which, I'm running with Craig tomorrow. You gonna be able to keep up with him? A. Probably not. We laugh and eat more pizza. Then it's probably healthy in the name of carbo loading. I call it a night early so that I'm ready for tomorrow. When I first started running in the mornings, it was pretty hellish. Now that I'm in a few sessions in, I admittedly have become a little bit easier, despite it always ending in me dry heaving over a trash can. Is that what the runner's high is? Just dry heaving? I lace up my tennis shoes, throw on a t-shirt from a Writer's Summit I went to 20 years ago, and head out the door on a moderate jog. Craig is already outside with River strapped to his chest.
Bro.
He's dressed head to toe in colorful coordinated running gear. Wow, I look like a total schlub next to this guy. Hey, bro! Morning, Craig! River gonna be running with us? Best as she can. We're taking it to the limit, aren't we, kiddo? Ooh. Oh, I know what that means. Craig hands her a stuffed toy. Make her smile ear to ear. That's Arnold, the capybara. Sometimes it's the only thing that'll get her to stop crying. Oh, I've been there. Amanda had a stuffed panda that she carried around everywhere. She would have a tantrum if we tried to even wash it. Gross. They've been running lately. Every morning for 30 minutes. I'm basically an elite athlete by this point. Well, I'll try to keep up. So where are we headed? I was thinking that we could do a couple laps around the park. Okay, that sounds reasonable. Then we'll do some hill climbs up a slope. Okay, I can probably handle that.
Nice.
And then we'll close it off by doing some wilderness survival hike running to increase our agility. Suddenly struck with an overwhelming need to crawl back into bed.
Nice.
That sound okay to you? I usually like to throw in some timed murder sprints in there, but I'll go easy on you since you're a beginner. That sounds like something I am able to physically do.
Hey.
Great, let's get started.
Hmm.
Greg and I finally arrive at the park. A few other lone joggers make their way around the perimeter, and River waves enthusiastically at everyone we pass. It's a lot more peaceful in the morning, aside from birds chirping and gurgling away in the stroller. Pretty quiet. That's not a stroller. Alright, good warm-up. That was a warm-up?
Hey.
Let's start the show.
Dude.
But wait. Greg reaches into his bag and tosses me a water bottle. I fumble it, but thankfully don't drop it.
Oh.
Gotta hydrate, bro. I take a long drink from the water bottle and feel revigorated. Man, I don't drink enough water. I feel that on such a person. Like, I'm trying to really drink more water, but it is hard sometimes. Hey, I look down and pick up Arnold River's toy and hand it back to her. Also dropped this.
Oh.
Thanks for looking out, bro.
Nice.
Ready? Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, she's safe. We finally finished, however many 10th lap around the park. I'm heavily breathing, but I can't believe I actually didn't lose Craig. He's even breathing heavily too, which makes me feel a little bit better. I look down at my shirt and notice that I'm drenched in sweat. Almost looks like a frowny face. That's one. What?
Bro.
I'm just kidding. Good hustle out there. I'm really impressed. You're way better than the last time I launched you off a treadmill. Yeah, man, you really pushed me to my limit just now. I can't believe I held on.
Oh.
Sometimes you just need someone there with you to push you to do your absolute best. I'm glad I could be that guy, bro. He's ready for hill climbs. Flap.
Hmm.
There's my little cheerleader. Sir George, you ready? Ugh, you bet. Craig takes me to a separate portion of the park where there's a steep hill that seems to go up forever. I strain my eyes to see some other joggers at the top. We do now.
Nice.
Run up the thing. That looks like a lot.
Oh.
So George, 2 things you need to know about this hill. 1, don't stop running until you get to the top. And 2, Craig points to the top of the hill.
Hey.
That's not the top. Oh my goodness, I forgot. Lamb brought me flowers and Dr. Pepper after work today. Oh, that is so sweet. Look at him go. This game reminded me, lol. It's Craig, isn't it? Oh, let's do this.
I don't know.
I finally reached the top of the hill after making my way past what I originally thought was the top of the hill. Once there, I hunched over onto my knees and gasped for air. My lungs are like daggers poking into my ribs, my heart in my ear. Whew. River, I'm having a moment. Oh boy! Craig looks like he's taking a beating as well. Ah, so he is human.
Hmm.
So George, put your arms on your head and stretch out your elbows. That'll help you breathe. Do as Craig says. It feels a little better. On agony.
Oh.
And here. Craig tosses me a water bottle again. I hydrate like my life depends on it. Thanks, dude.
Hey.
Phenomenal work. You feel that lightness in your head? That's the runner's high. Oh, that's it. I thought it was just, dying.
Hmm.
Want to take it slow for a bit? I would like that very much. As we're catching our breaths, River starts crying.
Oh.
What's wrong? Sweet Pea, do you want to play with Arnold? Craig looks around us.
Dude.
Oh boy. Man down. I think we lost Arnold. River keeps wailing.
Hey.
Abandoned my child's toy. We gotta find him, dude. It'd be simple, right? We just gotta retrace our steps. I remember River having it last at the bottom of that hill.
Hmm.
Craig and I jog down the path, searching high and low for the stuffed capybara, which Craig takes the time to explain to me is a large rodent native to South America. We get to the place where River might have dropped it, but it's still nowhere to be found.
Hmm.
Like we got a mystery on our hands. We get to the bottom of this. I suspect foul play. Like this is a prime case for world-renowned detective awesome.
Oh.
Dude, it's time for the bro adventure. Bro adventure!
Oh.
We high-five and decide to jog back to the park to see if we can find any
Hmm.
leads. So it looks like there's a couple more places to check and bros around here that we could interrogate. Sounds good.
Nice.
Wait, who's good cop, who's bad cop? Think about it for a second. Well, I think that with your stature and overall resilience, you would make an intimidating bad cop. But on the other hand, you do have an adorable baby strapped to your chest. He's jogging with a baby strapped. So that softens the edges a bit. All valid points. I think you're a great good cop because of your congenial attitude and willingness to try new things. Then again, I've seen how you get when there's too many commercial breaks during a show. So you have the potential to be a scary bad cop. I don't want to have to watch Meat Hell in 3-minute segments with 5 minutes of commercials in between. And then they're loud. And the commercials are too loud. And I just want to watch my shows in peace without people yelling at me to buy weird wiper fluid and stuff.
Hey,
Case in point. Let's play it moment by moment.
Oh.
Smart.
nice.
So, where to, Protective? To the playground! We make our way over to the small playground at the edge of the park. A couple kids play on the jungle gym, while parents watch on nearby benches. Over on one of the benches, I spot a familiar face. Oh, it's Joseph! Look for clues. Craig and I, 2 grown adults, walk onto the playground and begin examining it. There's no forensic evidence here. Stray capybara hairs, at least. After searching fruitful some time, we look up. All the parents are staring at us. We smile and wave as we awkwardly slink away. Head back to the playground. Interrogate Joseph. Let's see what Joseph's on.
Hi.
Jog over to Joseph, who seems to be engrossed in his book.
Hmm.
Joseph! Joseph nearly drops his book. Hey guys, didn't think I'd see you two here. For George, are you exercising? Sure am. You know me. I just love to run and be healthy. That's kind of my whole thing. What are you reading? Oh, just a book on knots and rope tying. For boats! Boat ropes. Right.
Hmm.
Hey, you didn't happen to see a stuffed capybara around here?
Hmm.
What's a capybara?
Oh.
It's a large rodent that's native to South America. Thanks for a second.
Oh.
Haven't seen one around. I'll tell the kids to keep an eye out. Kids are here?
Hey,
Joseph looks around.
Lawrence of
They
Arabia.
were here a second ago. Must have gone exploring around the park. You know where they could have run off to? They're kids. They get into mischief sometimes. But come back. Alright, thanks for your help, Joseph. We'll get back to your rope book. Boat ropes! We head back to the playground. Park. Where now, bro? We're gonna go to the fields. Wander out to the grassy fields in the center of the park. There isn't a whole lot to see, but there's figures camped out on a blanket, and the grass could hold any number of secrets. Oh, it's Matt and Carmencita! Let's look for clues. We carefully come through the field of grass and flowers. I can't seem to find much besides a couple ladybugs and nickel. While I'm looking, Craig calls out to me from across the field. Sir George!
Oh.
I'll jog over. Craig is kneeling in the grass, inspecting. I approach. My heart throbs. I lean over Craig. I see it. This is Arnold's leg. Not his leg. I put my hand over River's eyes. No one should have to be subjected to this senseless violence. Oh, God. Who or what would do this?
Oh.
I don't know. But now I think we might be dealing with something beyond our grasp. Can't look at this anymore. Turn around, trying to wipe the image out of the stuffing strewn across the ground from my
Oh,
mind.
no.
We're running out of time. We may already be too late. Bro, or bag and tag it. Let's keep moving. Maneuver back to the field. And as we can interrogate River, select Matt and his daughter. Carmencita spots us from across the way and waves, sitting down with her dad on the sunny green patch of
Hey.
grass. Hey, dudes. Hey, bro. We just sat down for a picnic. Want some snacks?
Oh.
Got anything to increase my slicing reserves? We have apple slices.
Oh.
Thank you very much, tiny bro. But I should be fine.
Oh.
You guys working out? Good day for it. Yep. I'm in the picture of health and athleticism.
Mhm.
Good transition, sir. Say, you haven't seen a stuffed capybara around here anywhere, have you? What's a capybara? The large rodent that's native to South America. Wait a second. How do you know what a capybara is? You wouldn't happen to have hands-on experience with one recently, would you? We learned about capybaras in the 4th grade. I think it's more suspicious that you know what a capybara is.
Hey.
God. What if I took Arnold? What if I'm the culprit and I just don't remember? I quickly check my body for any Polaroids that I might have kept on my person to remind me of who to trust and who not to trust. I saw mementos once. I'm sure it's how it works. Nothing. What if that's what I wanted myself to think? No, Sir, don't let them win. Take off the thought. I saw a couple of squirrels over there by that tree, though. Don't know if that helps, but if you see squirrels, you should definitely check that out.
Oh.
Thanks for the hot squirrel tip, Carmen.
Hmm.
Well, we better get moving. Gotta find the capybara before River has a breakdown.
Hey.
Good luck. Get some apples. Ropes, though. Thanks, Carmencita. Over back to it. Alright.
Oh.
Carmencita was telling the truth. Those are pretty rad squirrels. River seems happy. This may have bought us some extra time. Perfect! We maneuver back to the field. I don't want to interrogate her. I might upset her. I've Dad Deuce that we should go to the next. check out the playgrounds again. Go to the woods. Make our way to the outskirts of the park. There are a couple of benches by the dense tree line. Robert's here all by himself. This also seems like the perfect place for the clues. The outskirts of the finds anything that might look like Arnold. There are a couple of cigarettes and an empty beer can scattered around the thicket. It's probably the hot spot for edgy teens to hang out at night. They swears and stuff, but it doesn't look like activity that might be capybara related. Be a dead end, partner, bro. Woods. Oh, no, we gotta go back to the woods. We gotta talk to Robert. Maybe Robert saw something. Walk over to Robert's bench.
Oh.
Hey, Rob.
Oh.
Don't call me that. Okay. Hi, Robert.
Hmm.
Don't call me that either. Okay. Hey, buddy.
Oh.
What are you up to?
I.
Thinking, man. I have to get a solid 2 to 3 hours of brew. Hey, Lotus. Have you by any chance seen a small stuffed capybara around? A capybara is a large rodent in the native South America. No. Have you seen one?
Hey.
Left one, not a real one. That would be weird. Should it be good cop or bad cop? I'll go with bad. No, he's not. Come on, Robert. Can you tell us what you know? The sooner let you get back to Brood.
Huh.
Bad cop time, Robert. If you don't help us, I'm gonna put you in a headlock. Is that a threat or a promise?
I don't know.
Whoa. Slow down.
Oh.
Back off. Alright, we're gonna be bad cop. Be bad cop. Robert, I'm gonna keep being vaguely threatening until you tell us something useful. I told you I haven't seen the capybara. What is you guys' damage? Damn again. No, we didn't find it. No, we're not letting this happen. Load. Gotta interrogate Joseph. Helps me out of the swing. Back to the investigation. So I started reading. I got into it. We head back to the playground. Interrogate Joseph. See what Joseph's up to.
That.
Look. Sounds a little suspect, Joseph. Mischief, he said.
Oh.
Wait. Am I being interrogated right now? No. If you did something wrong. What are you hiding, Joseph?
Yeah.
Whoa. Kind of getting third degree here. Serious. There's a capybara on the line. I mean, you're more than welcome to ask Christian and Christy. I imagine they have their ears on the ground at all the playground drama. Might be somewhere around the woods. Joseph, back to your rope books. Boat ropes. Back to the woods.
Hey.
Hey, Rob. Hey, Robert.
I don't know. Hey. Oh.
Back up. Alright, Robert. Been nice. Help us out. I'm gonna go off. Learn how to fight and then come back here and kick your ass. You? Learn how to fight? Well, fine. If you don't tell us what we want to hear, I'm gonna spoil the season finale of Long Haul Paranormal Ice Road.
Whoa.
Bluffing. Buddy here doesn't play by the rules. Do it. Callum and Flint crash into a haunted. Stop! You're a monster! Robert sighs. I haven't seen any goddamn capybaras, okay? Crap, I was really nailing the bad cop bit too. I thought for sure we had something.
Nice.
Now what, bro? Joseph said his twins are around here somewhere, but I have no idea where we're supposed to find them. Wait, those creepy kids? Why didn't you tell me they had something to do with this? Left the back cop routine to the pros on TV.
Hey.
Yeah, Robert, bro, do you know where they are? I do. A lot of people underestimate this man who brewed. Saw them lurking for a while ago. Where'd they go? Ran into the woods. Be careful though. Trust him. Then again, I don't trust any. Baby. Step back.
Oh.
Thanks for your help, Robert. Deeper into the woods. Stare into the depths of the forest. Who knows? Are you prepared for what we might face? I'm ready, partner, bro. You? Nope, but if it gets River to stop crying, I don't care. Start down the path into the eyes and ears peeled for any Arnold. Squirrels, birds, and silence is unsettling. The sun can barely peek the canopies. Suddenly, he hears voices. I want to do it! You gotta do it last time! Craig and I come clearing where we find Christian. Stop right there!
Hey.
And put your tiny hands where we can see them. Christian and Chrissy just stare at us. You heard the guy. Put your hands up. We're kind of in the middle of something here. Yeah, can you come back later? What are you kids doing? Cutting stuff up? My heart is pounding. Is this the end of the line? Step closer. I can't believe what I'm seeing. A pair of safety scissors flies in the dirt, and it's Arnold! What have they done to him?
Nice.
Arnold! Goob! You heard the baby. Hand over the capybara. No fair. Finders keepers. No, not finders keepers. That's our property, and you've desecrated it. Well, how can you prove yours? Craig holds up Arnold's severed leg. I have to look away.
Oh.
You got sloppy. You'll have evidence behind. I think you'll find his leg fits perfectly onto his body. Chrissy, look at you. How about a deal? You give us a capybara and we don't tell your dad about this. Fine. Hands over the stuffed animal. Give us those safety scissors. They're clearly no longer safe in your hands. Them over. I'm glad we can figure this out. Come on, partner. Craig and I start making our way out of the woods. Ronan calls back to the tell your dad to stop letting you watch true crime shows. With the capybara back at its rightful owner, Craig and I shamble into the nearby diner. Faster from our adventure. Find ourselves in a corner booth.
Oh.
That was a tough case. Cracked it. We're different now. Changed. Get in too deep?
Nice.
Nothing but a hearty brunch can't fix. Stomach grumbles. I suddenly realize how big of an appetite I have. Brunch! Give me brunch. I have a strong philosophies on brunch.
Oh.
See, the first thing you do is divide your brunches. Bougie brunch, the upper class, the mimosas and the egg benedict brunch, the grimy brunch, the give me coffee and bacon cheese hash brown brunch. Time and place for both. Life is about figuring out which one you What kind of brunch dad are you, Sir George? Yeah, grimy brunch. Make it fried and oily and clean the floors with a hose and I'll be happy. A fine choice, but wait, aren't you going on a health kick? Gotta treat yourself. Are we not dads? Is brunch not higher calling for a mere diet? Okay, tossing around them eggplants. Student becomes the master. A young waitress passes out menus as Craig situates River into a high chair. Is this your kid?
Oh.
You betcha. She's so cute. Hi, you. Blip. Hey, kid, middle school is gonna be real tough, but if you can make it through that, you can make it through anything. Waitress walks away after winking at Craig. Like you're the most eligible dad bachelor in town. Guess so. Anyway, here's the thing about brunch. I don't do brunch. Brunch is a time for rest, really. With those that you love, and while we're having brunch, it's traditionally brunch time, but the most important thing to remember is time. It's a state of mind. You can't have brunch on your plate. Have brunch in your heart. I agree with you. I just don't know how to match your intensity.
Oh.
I'll open your eyes, bro. Wait. That's not the only. We order our food and the waitress, after a very blatantly hitting on Craig multiple times, eventually brings us our brunch feast. River munches on cereal right next to us, more or less managing to get it into her mouth. I gotta say, man, it's really great having you back around to hang out with. Things have been so busy with work, fitness, the kids, I just haven't had time to really go out and get to know people. You here, it's like we're picking up where we left off. I know the feeling, man. Moving to a new place could have been really rough for me, especially with Amanda going off to college soon, making this a lot easier. Craig smiles at me.
Hey!
It feels really good to go on another bro venture, dude, just like the old times. For a while, I forgot about anything that was bothering me in life, and it was just you. Coffee?
Oh.
Oh, no thank you. No, do you, like, work
I
out?
don't know.
Yeah, mostly calisthenics. But I try to lift as a part of the regimen. That's so cool. I've been looking for a workout buddy, you know. Wish I could help you out, but I'm enjoying brunch with my workout bro right now. Hello. Well, if you change your mind. Waitress slides a folded note to Craig and walks away. Craig makes a face as he pocketed it. We can't take you anywhere, can we? Rip. It's a blessing and a curse, isn't it? The next time we hang out should be in the middle of the woods where people can't interrupt us. And also maybe in a different woods than the ones where the little kids like to suck things. Craig laughs. Man, remember all of our camping road trips back in the day? Joshua Tree, Yellowstone? That was the best. I'd give anything to do that all over again. Dude, we should go do a camping weekend. Oh, I don't know, bro. I'm an adult now. I have all these adult responsibilities. I don't think I can just drop everything to hang out in the woods. Come on, dude. If we plan things right, we can do it. Craig, don't you ever do anything for yourself? Craig stares into his coffee mug. Of course I do. Yeah? Like what?
I don't know.
Sometimes I let myself have 1 scoop of vanilla ice cream before bed, but only if I didn't meet my calorie intake for the day.
Oh.
And sometimes I let myself hit the snooze alarm, but only 1. Dude, you gotta relax sometime or it's going to. Please come camping with me. It'd be so fun, bro. I guess I could get Smashley to take the kids for the weekend.
Oh.
I'll think about it. We finish our brunch and head back to the cul-de-sac.
Oh.
By the way, great job keeping up today. Seems like you're already making lots of progress. Ha! I'm probably gonna need a little bit of recovery time after this. Tell the girls I said hello.
Nice.
I will. See you, bro-detective. Is that a flamingo? I think that's a flamingo and that makes me. I say goodbye to Craig and step inside. Got him ready for a shower, a gallon of water, and a nap. But Amanda's still asleep. I crack open her door to find her still in bed, sleepily scrolling through her phone. Morning! Afternoon, actually. Right, how was brunch? It was good. We kind of got sidetracked because we had to travel into the depths of Maple Bay's dark underbelly to find a Boy River drop, but, you know, I actually feel pretty good. My legs give out. I found myself on the floor of the hallway. I'm just gonna hang out here for a while. You take your time getting up. We better have an S-tier date again. We weren't as thirsty this time.
Bro, that was perfect.
I think he said that was perfect. Talk to me more. It's a beautiful night and the air smells so fresh, so I decided to take a long way home. I casually scroll through the neighborhood, taking in the sights and sounds of the suburban city. Low crime rate and wide walkability sidewalks at night. Walkable sidewalks at night. Oh no, as I approach the bar, I can hear patrons outside cheering. Oh, I bet the game is on. I wonder if my team is playing tonight. A drop of water hits my head and now drops of water. Pouring rain. Maybe I should wait this out inside. I swear to God. I order a beer from the bar and settle in. It turns out that my team isn't playing tonight, but I can certainly enjoy a game regardless. The bar is unusually crowded, and the feeling of camaraderie over shared love for the game makes me smile. Sports are nice. I look over into the corner and spot none other than Mary, sitting alone in the corner, cocktail. That about her seems different this time. Now that she's all by herself and not hanging out some younger guy, she looks so sad. She looks up and half-heartedly raises her glass to me before staring off into the middle distance. Hi, I decide to go say hello. I walk over to her booth. Up. The seat taken? Still doesn't look up. I take a seat anyways. Finally notices me. Hey, cowboy. You alright? Never better. Oops. Yeah, she's a little far gone. Tears start swelling up into her eyes. Oh. Hi. Will you walk a cow home? I slide out of the booth. Seems like Mary's having some trouble getting up. I reach out a hand to help her, but she waves me away. I got it. I got it. Lily does not got it. You know what? Hang out here for a second. I'll walk over to the bartender and pay Mary's tab. Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I live in Mary's cul-de-sac, and I'm just making sure she gets safe tonight. I know you. Yeah, it's nothing weird, just... She usually has one of the bar staff walk her home, but I trust you. She doesn't, like, go home with... I don't really want to say it. One of the guys she meets. Nah. Ain't her thing. Huh. I head back to the booth. Mary stumbles out of the seat and directly into my arms. It's still raining a little bit. I take off my coat and hold it over Mary's head. Such a gentleman. Let's get you home. Mary and I walk in silence up the street towards the cul-de-sac. I have no idea what to say to her, for fear that she might hit on me. Or not. What if the bartender man's mean by ain't her thing?
Oh.
Sorry you have to see me like this. I'm usually not. I know Joseph doesn't like it when I just... Sorry. It's alright.
Hey.
Sorry if I'm ever mean to you. It's alright. No, I know it's not. Just, I'm having a really... Forget it. As we get to the cul-de-sac, I can feel Mary starting to slow down. By the time we arrive at the doorstep, she's away from me. Wait. We just... Hold on. What's wrong?
Ah. Hey.
How about another drink? Old time's sake? Come on, Mary. It's bedtime. Mary looks me up and down, giving me a half smile.
Hey.
You're right. Pulls me in close for a hug, holding me on for a little longer than it feels appropriate. Mumbles into my chest.
Hey.
You're a good kid. Thanks for the company.
Hmm?
Mary gives me a pat on the back, straightens out her sweater. Way to her front door herself. Huh.
Welcome. You've got dads.
No, I'm not doing Craig again. Nope. We're saving this time and we're getting off. Or I'm gonna be here all night. Okay, alright, let's go back to title. Let's actually get off of here for the night. I feel like once you get to second dates with everybody, like after you get through the first half, it gets just so interesting that it's like date. It really is. Like, I don't know, like it just really like, I don't know, you want to keep finishing because you learn so much about everybody, and it's like, okay, well, like now I'm kind of invested and I don't really like want to stop, but or I can't, or I'm gonna be on here all night, and I try to at least get to bed and sleep at a decent time. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get off of here, and I will be back on Tuesday. I might end up doing Monday just because I'm having a lot of fun with this. It's like a lot like more fun than I thought it was gonna be. Like I knew it was a fun game, but like I'm like really enwrapped in this. So I think I'll be back on Monday, actually, from 6 to 8. I'll do Tuesday 6 to 8 and then Thursday 6 to 8. Oh, it'll be crazy. But I am gonna go ahead and get off of here. But I hope everyone has a wonderful evening, and I will hopefully see you guys on Monday. If not, then I'll catch you the next time you guys are here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll save you a seat. See you guys next time. Much love. Raquel.